Classic in Montreal, Quebec. They play 3 games in 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They come back and get that week of rest. This team was battling illness, battling injury, battling the general tough stretch that is 3 games in 3 days. And now this Fordham team, after a week of rest, a week of practice, is back to try and play their best ball.
No doubt, and they're faced with a Holy Cross team that is 3-6, yes, but again, another team with a bad record, but a deceiving record. A team that has played some high major competition, has lost in close ones to some mid-majors, and recently just scored a really impressive victory against a Northeastern team. They beat by 17. That Northeastern team's ranked higher than Fordham. So another team where you have to throw an asterisk on it. Yes, they're ranked pretty lowly, but this is a chance as a team that has a chance to throw a punch against Fordham.
Yeah, 42 points for Holy Cross in the first half of that one. That's a whole lot of points for a first half. And like you said, Joe, similarly to the last Fordham opponent, Colgate, around 500 record, but also losses against the Big East's Providence, the Big 12's BYU, the Big 12's Utah as well. Specifically, that Providence game to open the season was the most intriguing to me. They ended up losing that one by 10, but it really felt close down the stretch. Tyler Boston, the guy, as I say, Joe, who makes the thing go for this Holy Cross team. He had 25 points in that one. It was a season high. And this Holy Cross team, regardless of what their record looks like, cannot be a team you underestimate.
Yeah. Well, to learn more ahead of the game, we caught up with Fordham head coach Mike Magpayo. Here's what he had to say. Coach, you had 3 games in Montreal, but now you have a full week to prepare for your next opponent, but you're shorthanded. What has this week looked like?
Yeah, you know what? We're just kind of plug in and guys in here and there and just trying to get healthy, but it's been I think it's just that time of year. A lot of guys getting sick. My kids are sick. My wife's sick. You know, everybody's trying to figure it out as we go. But it's always been a next man up mentality, and we got to figure it out and find a way today.
Coach, there's always a certain set of expectations that come with the third game in 3 days in a neutral site. Can you talk about the effort specifically in the second half of your guys' last game? Really thought that your team came out, really showed a lot of fight in the second half.
Yeah, that was huge. I thought we showed character, and it could have gone, turned into a 21-point deficit to start the second half, and it really could go either way there, but our guys chose to fight, and so was really proud of that response. Things don't always go your way in life, just like our flight got canceled, as you guys know, and we had to handle that the right way. Or had a poor first half and a poor start to the second half against a championship program in Colgate. But the guys cut it to a 2-possession game with around 3 minutes to go, and so we can roll with that. I can roll with that. I told them that they built some character over the weekend. But, want to learn from that. You have to throw the first punch in those kinds of games, and we better throw the first punch tonight.
This is a Holy Cross team that has a lot of positional length. That's something that you talk about wanting to have. How are you planning on combating that? What are the overall keys to the game today?
Yeah, I think for the most part, we'll have positional length at the 3-4-5, I think. So, I think we match up pretty well against these guys. Just size-wise, I think we have the advantage inside as well. So let's see if we can utilize that. We're really going to try to pound the paint, throw the ball inside as best we can, and then we're really going to count on Christian and Day to get inside the teeth of their defense, which is hard. They really are a sticky, gap-oriented defense, and they're playing very well, playing very hard. You can see they've all understand their roles now, Holy Cross, and they just had a big win against Northeastern by 16, 17 points. So we have a confident team coming in, and we're going to have to rise to the challenge.
And Coach, you just mentioned him. I thought a guy who showed a lot of character over the holiday weekend was Christian Henry. I thought he, from getting banged up injury-wise to persevering and scoring a lot of points, getting other guys involved, I thought he showed a lot over the weekend.
Yeah, I've told him, man, he has an ability to score, which he showed in the Albany game, 29 points, and left a few on the table with his free throws. But he is a great passer, and I'm telling him, go for 8 to 10 assists a game like that, and our team needs that. They feed off that. They feed off his passing ability, and once he gets the guys around him going, it makes the game a lot easier for him and DeJour. So Christian's he's growing day by day. Had a good shoot around today, and I really hope that translates.
Coach, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Joe Henry, Chris Carrino back in the Rose Hill Gym. It's the Christmas game, 19 days too early, but it's always right on time for the Tom Konchaiski Classic here at Rose Hill, the 4th annual. And to learn more about it, we could get over to the 3rd member of our crew for the first time today. Here's Isabella Terracini.
Thanks, Joe. The story of the legendary legal pad user began with a degree from Fordham College of Rose Hill in philosophy and political science back in 1964. He taught math and social studies to 8th graders for 10 years before 36 unforgettable years, using 13 categories to grade high schoolers from the top row of gyms around the New York City area, only to send the hard copy pages via manila folders back to college basketball coaches around the country. Today, we celebrate his honor and legacy in our 4th annual Tom Konchaiski Classic. Back to y'all.
Thank you, Isabella. Lovely job there. It's the Tom Konchaiski Classic here at Rose Hill. It's the 4th annual since his passing in 2021, so it's been running since 2022 on. This is the 2nd time, actually, that Fordham has played Holy Cross for this event. The last 2 times that these teams faced off was in 2022. It was for the Konchaiski Classic, celebrating the life and legacy of a man, Chris, who got his start at Fordham, graduated 1968, became one of the greatest basketball scouts of all time. Konchaiski famously created his own player evaluation system. As Isabella said, teams would pay big money for it, or even just to talk to him and get his advice on who they should sign. Did it for north of 40 years. He retired in 2020, as I said, passed away in 2021. Leaves behind a golden reputation. Coach K says the game of basketball is better because Tom Konchaiski was in it.
I mean, that's heck of a quote, Joe.
Have every reason to celebrate him today, as we've done so every year since his passing. Couple of special occasions today on the Hill, Chris, and it feels there's a little extra vibrancy for a team that really needs it, given everything that's gone against them as of late.
Yeah, this Fordham team, aside from things that have happened on the basketball court, have been set back this week and just in the last couple of weeks in general. I think just in general for myself, coming into a Saturday afternoon college basketball matchup, it's one of the most special things we have in this country, especially at this point in the season as the holiday season is rolling around as well. This is a special thing to be here along with the cause as well. Both teams look fantastic in their uniforms. Fordham needs get back. As you said, this Fordham team would like to play their best ball as they always would, but this Fordham team, I think, in a good spot, especially from a camaraderie perspective. We saw a lot of what this team is as a unit as we traveled with them in Montreal. I think we both got very positive indicators, not only from the players, but from the staff of this team as well. This Fordham unit and this unit that Coach Magpayo has cultivated over this last offseason, really impressed by it.
Yeah, sometimes you have wins that feel anything but a win. That's what Friday night was. And then you have losses like Sundays that feel really good because you fought so hard in the second half, shorthanded, to make it happen. That's what Fordham did, and they're trying to parlay that momentum here today. We're going to take a step aside. We'll be back with more Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM WFUV Sports.
What's up, everyone? I'm Brendan Shorey.
And I'm Joe Henry, your 2025 New York Jets beat reporters.
Follow along with us every Sunday as we cover and analyze all things JETS.
With a new quarterback at the helm, can Aaron Glenn right the ship and cause chaos in the AFC East?
Stay updated every week with game updates and recaps from @Brendan_Shorey
and @JoeHenry_4 on X.
WFUV, your home for Jets football.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem pregame. Less than 5 minutes until tip-off from the Rose Hill Gym. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. You heard from the third member of our crew, Isabella Terracini, who's stationed on the sidelines as we speak. But before we start, Chris, I think it's probably the most fitting thing we could do to start with an injury report before we even get to the starting five.
Or Joe, maybe a Nike Tech report.
It's a whole more than a Nike Tech report, because there's people we got to talk about who are not in the building. So for Fordham,
not Nike Techs.
We're not even affiliated with Fordham anymore. So we've got a lot to announce for Fordham. 3 players now have left the team since the start of the season. Meach Gardner we knew about. Jace Howard medically retired due to a concussion, and then the latest, Zariq Nutter has left the team. He will not be playing for Fordham anymore this season, so none of them are here today. Otherwise, for the Rams, Jack Whitbourne remains out with patellar tendonitis in, I believe, his left knee, and Ryan Pettis remains out with a concussion. Akira Jacobs has food poisoning. He will play. Louis Lesmond has a back injury. He will not play. And that leaves this starting five for Fordham. Marcus Green, Chris Henry, Dede Reeves, Rika Schulta, and Abbas Bodija getting, I believe, his second start as a Fordham Ram. And Bodija, someone who's playing through the flu. He played through the flu on Sunday, and he had 15 points to show for it. It looked great, and not 15, but he went 5 for 7 from the field. He had 12 points to show for it and looked fantastic. Over on the Holy Cross side, it's a somewhat similar situation, certainly not to the same magnitude. They're going to be without their starting center today. That's Aiden Disu, the freshman, to come in and have been a fantastic small ball 5 for this team, standing at just 6'7". He will not play. We're hearing a back injury there. Declan Ryan has a sling on his right arm. That's their backup forward. He will not be playing either. Willel Joncic, their backup wing, is questionable to play today. And so for Holy Cross, a bevy of injuries as well, but they're buoyed by their top 4 guys. That's Tyler Boston, Joe Nugent, Gabe Warren, and Aiden Richard in the starting 5. We'll see who joins them momentarily as the 5th guy in that lineup.
Yeah, Joe, we've seen it all year from this Holy Cross team. Obviously missing their big man today, so it kind of forces them to play that way. But this Holy Cross team lacks a true big man in most of their lineups. They rely on wings and guards to do most of the rebounding and most of the inside work for this team. This Holy Cross team doesn't take a lot of shots inside, but when they do, they're efficient. In general, Fordham can do what they've been doing the last couple of games and had success, whether that's finding the ball inside, being strong inside defensively. I think a lot of this game, as we see him walk out for his intros right now, relies on Christian Henry. The guard play of this Fordham team may be the most important thing going forward, and Christian Henry may be the most important figure in that group going forward.
Yeah, for Holy Cross, a bottom 10 team in the NCAA and defense on 2-point shots. Teams are shooting 62.7% from 2 against the Crusaders. That should play to Fordham's advantage. They are the bigger team as per usual, and of course they have a big guard in Chris Henry, who has been really at his most successful when he's driving inside. That's the key to success, you have to think, for the Rams today.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think for the Rams, similarly to what we've talked about with Coach Magpie throughout the last couple of weeks, they need to let the game come to them. When this Fordham team and Fordham players specifically are forcing it, trying to force something that isn't there, that's when this Fordham team isn't playing their best basketball. Dede Reeves, the leader of this Fordham unit, maybe does it the best, where he really just lets the game come to him, but that's what this whole Fordham unit needs to do. Let the game come to them and play their game. Stay in their lane. That's the most important thing for Coach Magpie's team. Yeah,
a really slow start on Sunday for Fordham. They were held to just 17 points in the entire first half. That's their lowest scoring half of the season. This is a team overall that's dominated in the paint. We'll talk about it to the end of eternity against D3 Mount St. Mary's. They outscored them in the paint 72-10. But even against a 3-1 D1 team in LIU, they won 42-24. Then Montreal, they won 34-22, 36-26, 40-34. But Holy Cross tends to win in the paint as well. So we'll see. Chuck Hare will be the 5th member of the starting lineup for Holy Cross, completing the lineup with Nugent, Boston, Warren, and Richard. As the starters are out here at Rose Hill, moments from tip-off, it's Fordham and Holy Cross.
Let's go, Joe.
Schulta and Hare center circle, and Hare will win the tip-off for Holy Cross. The Crusaders moving left to right in their all-purple unis, and Fordham defending, wearing the all-white with the maroon script Fordham across the chest and the piping down the sides.
Beautiful uniform game, Joe.
Nugent on the left wing to get things started for Holy Cross. Now Boston with the A of the script Fordham logo. Boston runs past Reeves, dump off pass to Hare, a hook shot, lefty is no good, scrapped for the rebound, won by Bodija.
Hare missed the shot around the rim there, got the opening tip-off. I think that's the first shot I've seen him miss all afternoon. He was automatic in warm-ups. I also don't think I've seen a player work out as hard as he does as well. What a hard-working player.
Dede Reeves, top of the key, in and out on the triple on Fordham's first offensive possession. Scoreless through 45 seconds here from Rose Hill.
It was a good look for the Fordham offense, though.
Boston loops a pass inside, stolen by Schulta, up ahead to Reeves. Reeves one-on-one, pump fake, makes a man miss, goes up with the draw, some contact, no foul, missed on the shot. Nugent will save it, and Holy Cross has it.
I mean, I thought that was a foul, Joe. That was a big testament to Dede Reeves, letting the game come to him. He wasn't trying to force anything.
Nugent on the right wing, he's a sharp shooter, working for a pass this time.
Wearing the right number for it, Joe.
Here's Aiden Richard, nearly loses it, drives right baseline, guarded by Bodija. will draw it back out, dribble handoff for Boston. Boston, the ball handler for these Crusaders, drives to the left side, looking for space at the right elbow. Gives it up. Richard, triple, got it. Right over Bodija.
That's a tough shot, Joe.
3-0 Holy Cross to start the scoring. 90 seconds have elapsed from Rose Hill as the crowd starts to fill out.
And Joe, we've already seen it in the early stages. Christian Henry really taking on the challenge that is Tyler Boston on the defensive end.
Henry left wing, drives towards the right and is stopped. Finds Green. Now back to Henry, loops a pass inside. Schulte working left side baseline, bounce pass Bodija. Corner three is pure from Abbas Bodija.
It's fantastic offense, Joe. Through really good ball movement, they found a really good shot in the corner, and Abbas Bodija taking advantage of being wide open in the corner and hitting it.
Second ever college three for the redshirt freshman. Has us knotted at three early on. Here's Gabe Warren guarded by Marcus Green. Entry pass tipped away by Schulte and stolen by Green.
Great defense from the Rams. Heads up defense.
Fordham looking for its first lead. Henry driving the left side, tied up. Bounce pass finds Schulte. He's held by Hare, and the foul will go on the floor.
As I said before, Joe, it seems like Christian Henry really taking this Tyler Boston assignment to heart, really playing hard defensively on the other end here. We talked to Coach Magpayo about Christian Henry taking on these responsibilities in Montreal, playing some good guards north of the border as well. That's continuing this afternoon.
Henry off the inbound, right wing three. An arrow three goes off the right iron. Schulte bats it out. Green's triple is cash.
Great job from the Rams getting a second chance offensively and taking advantage of it.
Green from the top of the key has Fordham up 6-3 with 17:20 to go in half number one.
Offense looks great in the last couple possessions for the Rams.
It's Aiden Richard. Swings it right wing to Warren. Nugent, right side low post. Working on Henry. Gets fouled as he tried to put it on the floor. Goes against Henry.
There's a certain effort and focus to Christian Henry's defense that's just been different the last 3 or 4 games. He just seems like a different player on that side of the court.
Fordham has consistently met the match against the other team's best guard. Today that would be Tyler Boston.
Absolutely.
They're trying to stop him at the point of attack. Dede Reeves is guarding him now, and he's double teamed by Schulte on the right side corner. Boston works the baseline, swings a pass to Warren. Far side corner three is good, plus a foul for Marcus Green.
That's unlucky there. Marcus Green, not a super reckless closeout. Maybe we would like it to be a little different, but still got there. Got a really good contest on it. This Holy Cross team needed a big firework offensively. They got that one. And Fordham, on the other end, offensively, has been really efficient, has gotten really good looks. Holy Cross going to need to have players like that offensively to keep up with this Fordham team.
Nothing but threes so far from either of these teams. It's 6-6 with 16:57 to go as Warren misses front iron on his and one chance.
Good rebound there from Schulte. Those are the underrated ones. You don't want to give away an extra opportunity.
Henry across the timeline, left side of the floor, directing traffic, waiting towards his right. Bounce pass for Bodija is loose. Marcus Green can't track it down, and it's a careless turnover there from Fordham. Maybe a new starting five going through some growing pains on offense.
Yeah, Marcus gave his best effort there to get back to that one. Fordham, as I've said before about the offensive glasswork, you don't want to get those opportunities and throw them away.
Near side inbound in the full court for Joe Nugent of Holy Cross. The Crusaders trying to take back the lead here. Tyler Boston to run point, guarded by Dede Reeves. A marquee matchup for today. Left side screen from Nugent. Left wing. DeAndre Williams checked into the game for the first time. The guard for Holy Cross. Aiden Richard, right wing three is well short. Chris Henry thought about touching the rebound. He does not, lets it go out of bounds, and it's Fordham ball. An early sub from Holy Cross. Expect both of these teams to try and keep their guys fresh to the best of their ability. Each team playing shorthanded here.
Yeah, Fordham not making a sub yet.
Top of the key, Schulte finds Green. Green swings to Henry. Now around to Reeves. Inside Schulte, right side on the baseline, back to the basket on Nugent. Has the size advantage. Schulte with 10 on the shot clock. Fakes a spin one way, goes the other. Left-handed hook shot is no good. And snared by Boston. Holy Cross the other way with some pace.
Unlucky Williams, on the shot. Right Another wing. Good luck for the Fordham Rams.
Williams at the nail. Pass out, tipped by Reeves, controlled by Boston, and loose on the floor, and picked up by Williams. Drives left side, finds a wide open Warren in the corner. Now he's going to cut inside. 12 on the shot clock, puts up the layup, and missed it. Rebound Marcus Green. He was open. 15:35 to go in half number one, still 6-6.
Things got miscellaneous there. The Fordham defense held strong.
Bodija open on the inside, leaves it off for Schulte. A wide open layup is good to give the Rams the lead.
If your big men play together, Joe, and they can pass like that, they're going to be a whole lot more dangerous.
8-6 Fordham, 15-18 to go in half number 1.
Love that pass.
Gave up a good shot for a better shot, did Bodija.
Absolutely.
Sakira Jacobs waits to take him out at the scorer's table. Here's Nugent, top of the key three is well off to the right. He's someone to worry about. He's a sharpshooter from three, 42% in his career.
Sharpshooter with a real unorthodox shot as well.
Still 8-6 Fordham, 14:53 to go. Bodija had it poked away, but a foul called. Fordham will retain it as the teams head to the benches.
And Joe, I've been so impressed by Abbas Bodija the last week or so. We knew he was fighting illness along with a few others on the trip in Montreal, specifically that game on Sunday. You just know he was sick against Colgate. He was fantastic, maybe his best effort of the season so far. Can't say that he's fully healthy, has to still be weathering something to some extent. Comes out here, has his first start of the season, and he's looked more than comfortable out there.
Yeah. Bodija hit his three. He's got 3 points, make it a rebound and an assist as well. And Schulte's got 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals in the early going. Marcus Green's 3 accounts for the other 3 points, gives Fordham an 8-6 lead here at our first media timeout. We'll take a step aside for just a moment. You're listening to Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM, WFUV Sports.
I'm Kurt Sippel, telling you to tune into One on One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Catch us live every Saturday on our WFUV Sports YouTube Live from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and later on 90.7 WFUV from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. We break down the week's latest headlines with our collection of tri-state area beat reporters, along with interviews with your favorite athletes and media personalities. WFUV is your home to talk all things New York sports.
Back to action in the Bronx. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. 14:52 to go in half number 1. It's an 8-6 Fordham lead, and it's been the long-distance shooting that's buoyed things for both of these teams so far.
Yeah, and I think Fordham has felt efficient in the early stages. When you look back at their numbers, it wasn't as efficient as it may have looked. This Holy Cross team hasn't gotten a lot of looks on the offensive end. Both these teams 2 for 4 from the three-point line. It's a small sample size, but an efficient sample size at that. This Fordham team's efficiency on the offensive end is their main deterrent. Can be their main strength as well. It can work in both ways. It truly is the X factor for this Fordham team. If they can stay efficient on the offensive end, they limit not only giving up turnovers the other way, but also a steady stream of points. This Fordham team, when they're showing effort on the defensive end, if they have a steady stream of points, they put themselves in a really good position, not only to win today, but to win every game they play.
And on the Holy Cross side, 3-6 on the season. It's Dave Paulson's 3rd year at the helm. He's the 19th head coach in Holy Cross history. It's his 29th year now as a college basketball head coach, and he's got a track record of success, 514 and 347 overall. And of course, most recently, before getting this job, he was an assistant coach at Fordham during that 25-8 Rose Thrill year. So that's the guy leading things for the Crusaders. Akira Jacobs checked into the game off the inbound, can't hit a 3. On the left wing, rebound Holy Cross.
Would have loved to get that one coming out of the timeout, and for Akira's confidence coming off the bench. Would have been big. Day Reeves 0 for 3 in this one so far. It's going to take him a minute to get going. He usually does.
Boston deep on the right wing. Right side screen from Hare. Drives inside on the right side, has to step back, and now kicks out to Williams. Open top of the key triple, well off to the left and out of bounds.
Yeah, Holy Cross got a really good look. Selfless offense on that end for Holy Cross. They'll continue to get good looks playing that selflessly. They just need to sort of take advantage of them now.
And Jaden Kirkwood checked in for the Crusaders. He hasn't played since the Worcester State game a couple weeks ago in garbage time. That's the kind of guys that are going to be seeing a lot of minutes for the Crusaders today, and not all too different for Fordham. Expect Kingston Price to get some minutes as well. Day Reeves, top of the key, hung up on a screen from Schulte. hop inside, dumps it off, and Schulte finishes. What a pretty move from Day Reeves.
Just a beautiful pass from Day Reeves. Like LeBron James, Joe, always makes the right play. Even when there's a point record on the line. We always make the right play.
He's just like LeBron.
Yes.
10-6, Fordham, 13:47 to go. Crusaders down by 4 with the ball. Reeves tried to pick Boston's pockets on a steal, got behind. Now inside his hair has a trailing Schulte, and he finishes off the glass.
Finally, some of that efficient, selfless basketball Holy Cross is playing on the offensive end pays off for them. Got Rory Core on the scores table. About to sub in for Fordham as well.
Reeves open, top of the key, triple, no good off back iron. Rebound Boston.
Another good look for the Rams. Day was wide open, just couldn't cash in.
Williams right wing attacking on Jacobs, leaves a 10-foot floater a little too strong. Rebound goes into the hands of Akira Jacobs, and Fordham the other way, up by 2, 13-10 to go in half number 1. Henry driving right side, dribbled off his foot and stolen by Tyler Boston. Crusaders half-heartedly the other way, won't push in transition. Boston driving the left side baseline, tied up nicely by Reeves, loses his dribble, has to kick it out. Now right wing Warren. Warren back to the basket on Green, steps inside, takes a bump, gives it up to Hare, and he's open for the 2 to tie us at 10 with 12:43 to go.
That was extremely tough play from Warren. Obviously, it seems Hare's been the guy to get you in the bucket if you can somehow make a play happen. And, well, Gabe Warren made a play happen there.
Still early first half here. Fordham and Holy Cross trading buckets. It's 10-10 with 12:28 to go. Henry on the right elbow kicks it out to Reeves. Now right wing Green. 7 on the shot clock for Reeves at the Fordham logo. Got to go with 5. Right side screen from Schulte. Over the head pass to Henry. Left wing triple contested at the buzzer, and he cashed in.
That's a really big shot for this Fordham offense. Christian Henry, he's been good the last 3 or 4 games. Really good. He's continuing that play today.
Williams the other way for Holy Cross. Here's Chuck Hare at the right wing.
I love Chuck Hare, Joe. Plays so hard. He's so efficient. It's a great combination as a big man in this game.
Boston left wing. Hop step inside on Day Reeves. Tied up by Marcus Green on the double team. Kicks out to a wide open Williams. Triple, no good. It's short and snared by Schulte.
I don't know how Tyler Boston saw him. That was a heck of a play.
Reeves given trouble by Williams. He knocked it out of bounds on the near side as he brought it across the timeline, but it will stay with Fordham 13-10. The Rams lead with 11:40 left to go in the first half.
It's a tightly contested affair, Joe. It seems like both these teams playing really hard, not playing a stupid brand of basketball. Both these teams playing smart, playing selflessly, and it seems to be really close. This is tight, Joe.
Under 12 stoppage, 13-10 Fordham with 11:40 to go. Over in the Rose Hill Studios, Ethan Wax has your one-on-one scoreboard update.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Let's check out some college gridiron action as the championship season is officially underway. Last night, number 25 JMU trounced Troy 31-14 for the Sun Belt Championship. Number 20 Tulane beats number 24 North Texas 34-21 for the American Championship. For today, 7:23 to go, third quarter. Number 4 Texas Tech leads number 11 BYU 13-7 in the Big 12 Championship. 16-6 Western Michigan over Miami of Ohio in the MAC Championship with 14 minutes to go, third quarter on ESPN. How about a top 10 showdown? The SEC Championship as the Dogs face off against the Crimson Tide, 4 o'clock on ABC. ACC Championship game, Virginia and Duke, 8 o'clock on ABC. And if that's not enough for you, how about the top 2 teams in the country and Heisman candidates Fernando Mendoza and Julian Sayin, 8 o'clock on Fox. Wow, what a day of championship games. Now it's time to kick back and relax today, people. I'm Ethan Wax with your one-on-one scoreboard.
Thanks so much, Ethan. It's the Christmas game here at Rose Hill. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. Neither of us can quite figure out why it's the Christmas game 19 days early, but I've got a Christmas hat on just in case. Things are a little festive here on Rose Hill, and Fordham feeling a bit festive early on, up 13-10 with 11:40 left in half number 1. And Chris, you were just saying it's been a bit of a weird game so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a weird opening for both these teams. Both teams playing really hard. No one's outplaying the other. Both teams playing efficient brands of basketball as well. Really smart, selfless offensive stretches for both these teams. I've been impressed in certain stretches for this Fordham team. and specifically some Fordham players. Christian Henry, specifically on a drive a few minutes ago, looked really strong offensively. Day Reeves seems to be getting more and more comfortable out there as the game goes along. Neither of these teams really standing head and shoulders above the other.
Back to play from Rose Hill. Fordham with the ball. Day Reeves at the controls. We'll find it curling. Kingston Price checked into the game alongside Roar Core for the Rams. Price on the left wing. It's a pass deflected by Bodija. He retrieves it deep in the half court. Now 9 on the shot clock for Reeves. Fordham's got to move again. Reeves drives the right side, takes a bump, steps back, 10-foot floater, no good. Rebound by Nugent.
That one hit every part of the rim except the part that gets it in the net.
Oh, Nugent just threw it out of bounds to his bench as he looked for an outlet pass. So Fordham will get the possession right back.
And Holy Cross's efficiency has dissipated as this game has gone along. They can't just be throwing away offensive possessions like that.
Fordham up 13-10, 11-14 to go in half number one. Day Reeves right in front of the Holy Cross bench on the far side of the half court to trigger the inbound. Finds Bodija on the loop-in. Bodija left side using his size, misses long off the glass on an attempted streaking layup. Now Holy Cross the other way. The pass errantly fired towards Kirkwood and out of bounds. Another turnover. That one off the hands of John St. Germain, checked in the game for the Crusaders.
Yeah, that play, Holy Cross offense, maybe just moving a little too fast. Still efficient and selfless. That ball's moving around. That ball's not sticking whatsoever for their offense. Now Kingston Price in the game for the Fordham Rams. He has it.
Back to Reeves, top of the key. Reeves thinks about a screen from Bodija, kicks it back to Price, drives aggressively down the lane on the right side, and he missed on the layup. Everything but the finish. And it will go with Holy Cross.
Love to see that mentality from Kingston Price, though. Kingston doesn't get a lot of minutes, doesn't get a lot of opportunity for this Fordham team, but when he's given it, he's making the most of it.
Again, Fordham missing a member of its backcourt in Ryan Pettis.
Price guarding from the backcourt. Zero fear in this guy.
St. Germain with the ball, double teamed by Jacobs, kicks it outside. Now wide open Richard, right wing three, no good off back iron, rebound by Reeves. Still 13-10 Fordham, 10:25 left to go in half number one.
Fordham continuing to do a good job defensively. It's been the effort.
Reeves at the right elbow, tied up. Roar Core's first offensive touch, left wing. Now kicks it out to Jacobs. Back to Reeves at the logo. Lob in pass for Jacobs. Had a little too much on it and went out of bounds. Some sloppiness out of the break for both of these teams. A scoreless spurt of over 2 minutes for each. Yeah, 13-10 with 10:10 to go in half number one.
Yeah, Day and Akira trying to play the two-man game there, as we've talked about as this season's went on. The dynamic duo of Day Reeves and Rikus Schulte, they've been really efficient, able to play off each other. We've seen less of that from Akira Jacobs and Day Reeves. If they can get really on the same page, that will help this Fordham team a ton.
St. Germain across the timeline got tripped up and fell down hard and got a foul. It looked like he tripped over himself, but the foul was called out of pity after a double team came his way with some physicality from Fordham.
Yeah, Kingston Price looked a little confused after that foul call. It's a testament to both these teams just playing hard. Things like that happen.
St. Germain, an Augusta transfer, the D2 school that was home to Dimitri Gardner, who was once a Fordham Ram before the season started. So they played together in that backcourt. Boston has it off the inbound for Holy Cross, down by 3. St. Germain contested by Jacobs, gives it up to Warren. Jacobs on the switch, Warren on the far side, cuts inside. Now St. Germain, right wing three on the shot clock, and he buried it.
That's efficient offense. Continuing to find the open man, get really open looks. This Holy Cross team, from a quality of looks perspective, has had an amazing half so far.
Knotted at 13. Each team has 3 made field goals. 9:24 left on the game clock as an off-ball foul was called, I believe, on Joe Nugent, that will keep possession with Fordham.
Fordham gets fouled a lot. We saw that in Montreal. Fordham in the bonus early in a few games in that tournament. Fordham's free throw shooting a big element to their success.
1 free throw for Holy Cross so far, none for Fordham. As Reeves triggers an inbound on the near side. 18 on the shot clock for Fordham. Reeves drives, passes, and finds a core for the layup on the backdoor cut.
Yeah, he had Jacobs and a core cutting baseline. Day Reeves doing a good job of keeping their eyes open for both those guys.
St. Germain with speed the other way. Open on the right wing. They're going to swing it around towards the left side of the floor.
Great effort from the Rams defensively here.
Right wing St. Germain fouled by a core who guessed well on the dribble drive, but will get penalized.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a soft call there. This Fordham team doing a great job rotating, doing a great job covering every guy for Holy Cross, not letting a guy get open, that comes from effort, Joe. Being able to rotate, being able to stay with all 5 guys on the court, strictly effort.
Rikas Schulte and Chris Henry will check back in. Akira Jacobs and Dede Reeves will come back out.
And as TJ McConnell said, effort is a skill, Joe. If effort wasn't a skill, Joe, everyone would do it.
That's where Aurora Core is earning minutes, as with Kingston Price.
That's how you do it,
13. Fordham a 2-point advantage with 8:55 to go. Holy Cross trying to eat into that here. Here's Boston driving right side. Kicks it out to Richard. Far side corner. Guarded tightly by Price. Kicks it out. St. Germain, 3 is good from the top of the key. Another for St. Germain.
Yeah, St. Germain, they got to start guarding this guy. That's 2 now. He just looked right into, no hesitation, knocked him down.
Guy who'd only attempted 2 threes on the season to this point.
Gives Holy Cross the lead.
16-15 Crusaders, 8:28 left to go in half number 1.
Even St. Germain on the defensive end, locking down Christian Henry here.
Green left wing, drills one from NBA range.
That thing was pure, Joe. The high release of Green looked beautiful there.
Barely rattled the nylon on its way down. 18-16 with 8:05 to go. Boston driving left side on Price, loses the ball into the hands of Schulte. Schulte trying to start the fast break and will wisely slow up across the timeline and hand it to his point guard, Chris Henry.
Wisely, as you said, Joe.
Henry on the right wing. 2-man game with Schulte. Knifing inside, an acrobatic hanging finish with the right hand.
That is a pretty move, Joe, to spin, get inside, get free amongst the trees, and still finish.
20-16, 4 points, Fordham's largest lead of the day so far. 7:36 left to go in half 1. Aiden Richard at the top of the key, guarded by Schulte, giving him some space. Finds Nugent, who's been quiet. Back to Richard, top of the key, 3, a high arcer off the right of the iron and out. Rebound Henry.
Fordham wants to take advantage of this offensive possession here.
Into a core, knifing down the lane, missed it wild, but got fouled.
And I like it. Fordham continuing to play fast, not letting Holy Cross even take a breath. If you're in control of what you're doing, you're not out of control, you might as well play that fast.
The Fordham World getting its first look at headband Roar. Roar Core donning the headband today.
It's a heck of a look,
stripe.
Joe.
And he gets to the stripe on his second take so far today.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, Henry.
So he'll have 2 shots at the line when we return. It's 20-16 Fordham with 7:18 left in half number 1. You're listening to Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM, WFUV Sports.
Hello everyone, I'm Trey Rodriguez, calling you to tune in to WFUV Sports One-on-One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. We're live every Saturday on YouTube from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and later at night on 90.7 FM from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. We cover the latest news in the sports world with our wide range of beat reporters, as well as exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes. We'll see you next Saturday on One-on-One.
We resume play from Rose Hill. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino on the Christmas game and the Tom Konchaiski Classic. So plenty to be festive about here on a cold December day in the nation's second oldest active college arena. That is the Rose Hill Gym.
Sorry, Joe. You got a favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie, Chris? Is it too basic to say Elf?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go again.
That was the one movie I think you could have said, is that too basic?
All right.
And I would have said.
Well, okay, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay.
Acceptable?
Yeah, because Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, I think, is a bit basic, but Charlie Brown Christmas is the critic's choice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm a Christmas Vacation National Lampoon guy myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
what if I told you I don't know what that is?
I'd be visibly disappointed in you.
That's
so disappointed I honestly don't really have words.
Not my area of expertise, and neither has three-point shooting been for Fordham pretty much all year, but they're 4 for 8 so far today. It has them out to a 20-16 lead with 7:18 left in the first half.
Yeah, the last 3 we saw was from Marcus Green. this Fordham team uses the three a decent amount. They have a lot of guys who can do it, but when the shot isn't falling for this Fordham team, they really stray away from it. We haven't seen that so far. Already 8 attempts in with 7 minutes left to go in this first half. If they can make the three effectively, it opens up so much for this Fordham team, not only shooting the three ball, but also getting inside, getting kicks, getting guys open. Shooting the three, similarly to establishing the run in football, Joe, just opens up your entire offense.
It's been about getting the right kind of threes, right? And for Mac Magpio, that's paint touch threes. On possessions where the ball gets in the paint and kicked out for a three, the team is shooting 47% from distance. They're shooting just 28.7% from three overall. That's been the recipe so far, and it's evidenced by not just good three-point shooting numbers, they're 4 of 8, but also they are winning the battle in the paint. They're trying to get the ball in the paint as much as possible. It's 8-4, that advantage for Fordham as Roar Core steps to the line for a pair of free throws and misses his first.
And guards like Marcus Green, Christian Henry, Day Reeves, those guys driving inside, picking up defenders on the drive, inside, and then kicking out to open threes. That's a sort of efficiency in an offense Coach Magpile wants to see.
Core, the Melbourne, Australia native, the only true freshman on this roster, hits on a second. That was his first trip to the line all season so far. Makes it a 5-point Fordham lead, its biggest lead so far, 21-16 with 7:18 to go. And Core steals the inbound and slams it down.
I was about to say, big fan of Roar Core after the free throw, and he made a play there. Not sure what's happening. There's a little confusion.
Well, the confusion should be that the inbound man for Holy Cross just gave Roar Core the ball under the basket, and within about 0.3 seconds, the ball was in the hoop on a dunk. But now it looks like they got him for a technical foul, and Tyler Boston's going to the line for a technical free throw. Huh. He misses, as ball don't lie, and everyone gets to laugh about it a little bit.
Everyone's smiling, whether it's on the bench or on the court. Roar Core, soft-spoken guy, definitely not one to ruffle any feathers, so I think a lot of Fordham players must be just trying to guess what he could have possibly said to pick up that technical.
Must have got him for hanging on the rim. I don't think there's anything he could have said. Not the most vocal guy.
Those English guys, Joe, sometimes they'll sneak up on.
Either way, it's 23-16 Fordham. Clock strikes 7 minutes in half number one. Holy Cross with the ball. Tyler Boston on the left wing, guarded by Henry. Takes a right side screen from Hare. Drives past the lane. Shot deterred by Schulte, but a foul called. He'll go to the line for two.
Enrique Schulte just narrowly avoiding the dance team on the baseline. Enrique Schulte tried to use all of his frame on Boston there to get a piece of that shot. Even with not getting a piece, the defensive, I would say, focus of Enrique Schulte to stay with the guard there, really important. You can't get bogged down trying to put a body on another man. Staying with the ball and with the guy attempting to score is really important. Something that could be overlooked.
Tyler Boston hits his first of two at the free throw line. Severn, Maryland native, went to Bullis for high school, and as a sophomore has begun to emerge as this team's best player. Chris, you said he had that fantastic game against Providence. It's just started so far this season. He's averaging 14.
Yeah, Kim English's group in the Big East has had their trials and tribulations this season, but they opened up the season against Holy Cross, and Boston was just fantastic in that one. He had 25 points. They only ended up losing the game by only 10, but he looked like he belonged amongst some of these really good players in the Big East.
He hits on both, makes it 23-18. Fordham the lead and the ball. Marcus Green curling off a screen, top of the key, stopped at the right elbow, spinning on his defender, kicks it out to Henry. He'll loop a pass inside, left side for Schulte. Schulte on the low block, guarded by Hare. He loses it briefly, able to track it down. 5 on the shot clock, kicks to Reeves. Reeves to Green, top of the key, triple from the logo, no good. Rebound batted around, but into the hands of Holy Cross. Warren the other way for the Crusaders, trying to go on a bit of a run here.
I was going to say, this is where the game could start to get away from the Rams, Joe. They have to stay strong and disciplined.
Hare looking for a dribble handoff, finds Warren, guarded by Henry. Warren, bounce pass, two-man game. Hare has it poked out of balance by Green. A nice play to poke it out on the baseline. Will stay with the Crusaders with 13 on the shot clock.
Enrique Schulte slightly undisciplined there, losing Chuck Hare on the cut to the basket. A really good job from Marcus Green on the help defense.
Right side baseline inbound for Holy Cross. Lobbed in from Boston to Hare. Hare will get it. Boston will get it back. Now Warren, top of the key. Warren, dribble drive to the left side, tied up by Schulte, puts up a shot all the way around the cylinder and out into the hands of Akira Jacobs.
Great job from Akira Jacobs, strongly corralling that one, not letting any chance for any malarkey on the glass.
Still 23-18 Fordham, 5:43 to go in half one.
Yes, I said malarkey, Joe.
Henry on the right wing, working against some tight defense from Boston, stepping back, giving him the too little sign and drilling a right elbow too.
Aiden Crotty agrees. The cosign from Aiden Crotty on the bench, too small.
Rivalry brewing there, Boston and Henry. It's 25-18 Fordham as Boston gets fouled as he cuts inside. Reeves on the defense.
Yeah, Fordham's going to want to continue not to get in foul trouble as this game goes along. Fordham's done a good job of not fouling out, of not letting fouls be a major issue for their team down the stretch of games this season. That doesn't mean that they're immune to it. It can happen. And it could be a major aspect of changing the identity of how your team plays. You don't want to change that identity going down the stretch.
Fordham in the bonus, or rather Holy Cross in the bonus. So Boston will get a 1-on-1 chance on a non-shooting foul here. Holy Cross down 25-18 with 5:22 to go. Abbas Bodija will check back in for Rika Schulte. That foul was charged to Dede Reeves, his first. Boston misses on the front iron on the front end. Rebound Jacobs, Fordham the other way. Trying to pad their largest lead of the night so far, or the day so far, I should say. Henry tries to lob in a pass for Bodija on the right block, tied up by Hare, missed the shot, no foul called. Holy Cross the other way. Williams, top of the key, swings it left for Nugent. Nugent drives left baseline on Jacobs. Nugent picks up his dribble, finds Boston. Boston directing traffic on the left side of the floor, guarded by Green. Boston drives, spins, caught up, kicks out. Warren, top of the key, got it.
Holy Cross ended up getting a good look at the end of that possession there. Fordham playing really good defense, not letting this Holy Cross team get anything easy offensively.
Back to a 4-point game off of the made three from Gabe Warren. 25-21. The Rams with the lead in the ball. Henry, left wing, double step back, triple is good.
That is so nasty, Joe. The double step back was clean as it was. The shot was even cleaner. My goodness.
Keandre Williams the other way.
Play of the season, Joe.
Boston, left wing, gives it up. Williams, skip pass on the near side corner. Williams working the right side baseline on Green all the way around the perimeter. Finds Boston. Boston, dribble drive the right side on Reeves, bounce pass out to Warren, just 4 on the shot clock. Warren near side, far 2, contested off the iron, and it trickles out of bounds off of Akira Jacobs. After all that, it will be Holy Cross ball.
Holy Cross ball. Fordham doing a good job. We talked at a certain stage, Joe, a few minutes ago. That was the point where maybe the game can get away from the Rams. The Rams could start to lose control. Fordham's been really good down the stretch here of this first half, not relenting whatsoever, keeping dominance over this Holy Cross team. That started defensively. This team is playing disciplined and playing hard on the defensive end. And when you do that, it just naturally leads to success on the other end.
It's been a very consistent effort so far.
Yes.
From Fordham
Both
as
teams.
well. So 28-21, stopping the clock with 3:51 left in the first half. Let's check back in with Ethan Wax, who has another one-on-one scoreboard update.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
To the A10 we go. Dayton falls to Virginia on the road, 86-73. Richmond leads Old Dominion at home, 74-67, with 3:12 to go in the game. LaSalle leads Drexel 24-21 with 9:07 to go, first half. The Bonnies are bullying the undefeated Buffalo Bulls 25-22. Duquesne leads Stony Brook 30-18 with 6:11 to go in the first half. And I'm Ethan Wax with your one-on-one scoreboard.
Thank you, Ethan. Joe Henry, Chris Carrino back courtside at the Rose Hill Gym. It's 28-21 Fordham with 3:51 left to go. And as we left off, we said it's been a consistent effort so far. And in a lot of the areas where you feel like Fordham has to win, that's in the rebounding area, 13-11. and points in the paint 10-4. Fordham has won so far.
Yeah, those are so important. Both those things, such important aspects, not only this afternoon for Fordham, but their success going forward. Also the field goal percentage, the three-point percentage, but the field goal percentage been so important. Already 22 field goal attempts for Fordham. That's a pretty large sample size. They're shooting 50% from the field, 50% from three as well. Already 10 threes taken, made them 5. We talked about how the defensive consistency, the defensive effort is the most important thing for this Fordham team. That good offense translates, especially when that offense is efficient. Not many ways you can lose as a basketball team.
Meanwhile, for Holy Cross, shooting 38.9% from the field. They are shooting 45.5 from 3. They're 5 for 11 there. That's how they've stayed in this game so far. But in the turnover department, which Fordham lost against Colgate, the Rams have committed only 3. The Crusaders have committed 6 already. So another area where Fordham has won, and they've done it with consistency. It's not been a game of runs. It's been consistently building and holding this lead and slowly expanding it. And that's what you want to see for the Rams.
Yeah. Effort and consistency on the defensive end and efficiency on the offensive end. Those are the name of the games for Fordham's success.
Be Holy Cross ball on the inbound. Right side baseline inbound, with Tyler Boston as the trigger man and 20 seconds on the shot clock. Out of the media break, Boston moves a pass right wing for Williams to break a double team. Williams, couple dribble moves, spinning on Green, hanging and hitting on the floater out of nowhere. Keandre Williams with 2.
Joe, it was maybe because he was right in front of us here on the sideline, but that might have been the fastest spin move I've ever seen.
28-23 now, 3:30 to go in half number 1.
Holy Cross not going anywhere.
Reeves at the script F. Looks right wing for Green. Green guarded tightly by Williams. Picks up his dribble, has to shoot a pass into the chest of Reeves. Reeves with 8 on the shot clock, drives left, steps back, 16-footer, no good, clatters off the back of the iron. Rebound for Holy Cross, Williams the other way. Williams thinks about a 3. Kicks it left corner. Cutting inside's Kirkwood. Gives it up to Nugent. His triple try. No good. He's been quiet so far. The sharpshooter hasn't been doing much of that. And Fordham still up by 5 with 2:51 left in half 1. Left wing Henry. Henry.
Need to add to your lead here.
Bodying up Boston at the nail. Cuts inside. The floater is good, and he sent Boston to the floor.
That is strong guard play from Christian Henry. Doesn't get stronger, ockier from the guard position than that.
They're frustrating him on the defensive end. On the other end, Warren lost the ball, and Fordham has another turnover.
Henry looks so comfortable out there. Talked about it, how good he's been the last couple of games. His comfortability is just on a whole different level.
30-23, 2:15 to go. Fordham tying its biggest lead of the day so far as Henry is fouled by Warren on the ball deep in the half court.
Even that, Joe, just how casually he can pick up a foul, the exaggerated snatch through animation he gave there to pick up the foul. Just seems like the game is coming too easy to Christian Henry right now.
Fordham 1 away from the bonus with 2:12 to go, so that's a great foul for Henry to pick up at the time that he did.
Yeah.
Jacobs will come out of the game for Roar Akor. So the 5 for Fordham: Bodija, Akor, Schulte, Green, and Reeves. Or rather, Bodija will come out as well, and Henry will stay in on the inbound. Henry on the far side, bounce pass finds Schulte as we resume play, 19 on the shot clock. Hands off to Henry, right wing. Henry thinks about going towards the baseline, will go towards the center instead, bounce pass. Schulte, his pass is errant, swatted away by Nugent. Holy Cross the other way. Boston on the left wing, thinks about a 3, cuts inside, steps back, 10-footer, off the back of the iron, rebound snare by Reeves.
Good defense from the Rams there. They got to stay disciplined.
Fordham by 7 with some pace. Reeves kicks it out, left corner. Green thinks about a 3, he'll pull the trigger. It's cash.
Fordham starting to feel it. They're getting more and more animated as this half has gone along. The offense, if you're playing that good offense, Joe, it's hard not to be feeling yourself a little bit.
10 points, the biggest lead so far this half for Fordham, and Holy Cross needs a timeout. It's 33-23. with 1:29 left to go.
And, Joe, it's been the guard play. Marcus Green, Christian Henry, obviously, as we've said, Dede Reeves maybe having a slightly slower game, but when it comes to Marcus Green and Christian Henry, they are the stir they are the stir in the drink of this one for the Fordham Rams so far. Have to stray away from the ones that make the thing go.
No, you can only use that once
a
game.
Did I say that correctly?
The stir of the drink?
Stir of the drink. That was more
it's
what
one
I
of those
meant.
things, even if you say it right, it's going to sound a little awkward, but we'll give it to you. Fordham up to 6 made threes
always
now.
Giving it.
Marcus Green.
Always giving me the benefit of the doubt.
Marcus Green, who had 2 on Sunday, 2 big ones in the second half, has 3 already so far today. He's 3 for 4. All of his field goal attempts have been threes, and Fordham, as such, opens up this 10-point lead. As we're joined now by the third member of our crew for a second time today. Here's Isabella Terracini.
Thanks, Joe. I want to highlight one player that has stood out to me specifically, Rikus Schulte. He's already matched his season high in steals and defensive rebounds. So it's only been the first half, and we still have 20 more minutes to play this game. So we'll see where he goes. We'll see how many more totals he can rack up and see how this game will play out for him. I think he's going to have a great day. Back to y'all.
Thanks so much, Isabella. Schulte up to 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals in the early going. Good job pointing that out. Holy Cross with the ball out of the timeout. Here's Williams. Williams drives towards the center of the floor, steps back at the elbow, and hits it over Henry to stop the bleeding for the Crusaders. 33-25, the Rams up by 8 with the ball. Final 63 seconds and ticking in the opening half of play. Henry bounce pass, Reeves top of the key. Right side screen, Schulte. Reeves, with the man on his back, steps through the mid-range, lobs a pass off for Schulte. His lefty lay is good to reopen a double-digit lead.
That's why so many have been impressed with this UC Riverside transfer. Schulte doesn't get startled, doesn't have too many options for himself. He's simple, he's strong, and he's efficient.
35-25, 32 left on the game clock. Warren, right wing 3 is cash. Makes it a 7-point game. Now 25 seconds on the game clock. The shot clock turned off, and with Chris Henry walking up the floor, the Rams want the final shot.
Joe, just when Fordham thinks they pull away from Holy Cross staying in this one.
Henry at the script Fordham logo. 9 on the game clock. Henry waiting towards his left with 7. Lobs inside for Schulte, who's fouled with 5 and will go to the line for 2.
Rikus is just taking plunges on the baseline. We saw one on the other side over here with us, and another plunge there onto the ground. He looks like Josh Hart out there.
He's taking a lot of shots from Chuck Hare. That one will give Fordham a chance to tack on 2 more at the end of the half. It will also give Holy Cross a chance for the final possession. Great wherewithal from Chris Henry to look inside in that moment. Not just settle for an ISO 3, which he deserves in that moment as Schulte hits his first of 2, but to find your big man who has positioning and get the 3 points.
Yeah, the presence of mind for Christian Henry has been one of the things that's been the biggest difference in his game in the most recent games. His ability to find the right play, regardless if it's one that benefits him. That's been the biggest change, the most positive change to Henry's game.
Schulte hits on both. 4.9 seconds on the game clock.
Timeout from Coach Magpie.
Fordham will take a quick timeout to draw things up as Holy Cross will try to go the full 94 here with 4.9 left to go and eat into what is a 9-point deficit, 37-28 off of 2 made free throws from Rikus Schulte.
Yeah, and Fordham's done a good job of keeping their distance, keeping that jab established in boxing terms, not letting this Holy Cross team get too close. We've seen at multiple times this season, Joe, Fordham can have a lead right around halftime, and that can dissipate quickly. That can go away quickly. Fordham's done a good job of maintaining their distance between them and Holy Cross. They would like to see that continue in the second half.
They've got 9 assists so far in the first half, and Chris Henry, who had 8 on Sunday, only has 1. This is a guy who came in with more assists than any other Fordham transfer. He's averaging 5.6 a game. That's first in the A-10. He's got the 15th best assist percentage in the entire country. But he's been quiet in that aspect so far today, but Dede Reeves picked up the slack. Hasn't been scoring the ball. He's scoreless so far, actually, but he's got 5 assists. That all-around threat from this Fordham backcourt that has him up by 9 as Holy Cross readies for its final play. A right side baseline inbound. They have to go the full length of the floor here with 4.9 to go. Keandre Williams, the trigger man. Full court press from Fordham.
Will be a big score for Holy Cross here.
Williams lobs it into Boston with 4. Boston right side of the floor, past the half-court line, pulls up at the buzzer, no good. Off the left to the backboard and out, and the Rams will enter the half with a 9-point lead.
And I love what you were just talking about there, Joe, before the shot. Talking about Day Reeves, he goes scoreless in that first half, but we know the quality of player that Day is. He lets the game come to him. 5 assists, has been making the right plays offensively and especially defensively, has shown a real effort when his offensive game hasn't shown up. Day Reeves, even with a scoreless first half, showing the qualities of what a true leader should be in the Atlantic 10.
Fordham up 37-28 through one half of play. We're going to step aside from here, but don't go anywhere. We have a one-on-one halftime report with Henry Wolf and Ethan Wax.
The one-on-one halftime report.
Welcome back to the studio at Rose Hill in the Bronx. My name is Henry Wolf. I'm joined today by our updates guy, Ethan Wax. Coming into the half, the Rams are up 9 against the Holy Cross Crusaders, the score being 37-28. And Fordham is coming off a championship loss to the Colgate Crusaders in the Northern Classic tournament in Montreal. Well, Ethan, I've seen pure domination from Fordham so far. They've looked really good other than Day Reeves being scoreless in the first half. Christian Henry has really stepped up, and Marcus Green is shooting threes like nobody's seen him shoot threes all season. What have you been seeing so far?
Yeah, 100%. Christian Henry is one of their key guys, and they need to make sure he's a focal point coming into the second half as well. They've been dominant. I would like to see Day drive to the paint and be more aggressive to try and get him going. He's played 18 minutes tonight. He's one of their key guys, and without him, they need to sort of step it up in that area.
Yeah, Day having 0 points is definitely a asterisk on the scorecard right now. However, I think he's making up for it in the assist columns, dishing the ball out, driving as a true point guard should. Knowing Day, he's going to come back and make a statement. He's going to put some points up to get on his scorecard, for sure.
Yes, I like how in this first half, he didn't let the no field goals, 0 of 6 from the field, affect his play, because, as they say in pro sports and in college, you can't allow poor shooting percentages to dictate the rest of your game. You could still play great defense. You could dish the ball out, get rebounds, and that's what he's been doing, which has been critical to help lead Fordham to a 9-point lead at half.
Absolutely, and because of this 9-point lead, I think we have to give credit to Christian Henry coming back to him again. He's got 12 points right now, 5 of 6, and 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. He's just splashing them down right now. I think Christian Henry stepping up and taking the point scoring responsibility is really important, especially because 2 starters are out for Fordham today, Luis Lesmond and Ryan Pettis. Very high-performing guards. It's nice to see that Marcus Green took their place and Abbas Bodaja getting his second start of the season as well. But seeing different parts in the depth of the Fordham Rams and getting to where they are right now against Holy Cross is really, really nice to see. They're 53% shooting right now versus Holy Cross's 41%.
Yes, you need everyone on that roster to step up, because missing 2 starters, it's going to be hard to replace that type of production from a team that needs everyone to step up, especially in this sort of rivalry game.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing to note here, I think, as well, is Holy Cross's starting center is out. Do you think that has anything to do with the scoreline we've seen today?
Yes, I think definitely not having your starting center who really can man the paint and help limit those paint floaters or jumpers.
Day Reeves' drives into the paint as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the center is really the quarterback of the defense to make sure everyone's on the same page, and not having him out there definitely has a extreme effect on the Holy Cross defense for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's translated back to Fordham as well. There's been a tremendous amount of rebounds in this game. Obviously, you see that anywhere with missed shots, but Fordham's got 16, Holy Cross has 12, and a lot of these rebounds, 4 of them to be exact, is Rikus Schulte for Fordham. He's having a standout game. He's 3 for 3. He's got 8 points right now. He wasn't shooting well early into the first half, but he's got 4 rebounds and 3 steals, which are tied with his season highs so far. I think he's also been a pivotal part of this offense. Any thoughts?
100%. You need to have those, like Schulte. You need that type of production with your starters out, and with Christian Henry and Schulte both leading the way, it feels like they account for 20 of the 37 points, just those 2 players alone. So I would like to see a little bit more balance from Fordham.
Absolutely.
Have some other guys chip in and not be just a two-man team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and on the Holy Cross side, there hasn't been much to point out except for Gabe Warren. He's got 9 points. He's shooting 50%. All of his shots being 3 points. So other than that, nobody on the Holy Cross side has really put up stellar numbers except for Chuck Hare. I think this is a good sign for Fordham's defense. They have great inside defense. Maybe they need to improve on the perimeter defense, stuff like that. And
yes, 100%. The 3-point defense, I would say, is okay, but Warren needs to be contained, because if you can contain him, it seems like no other player on their roster can really step up and be that number 1 ace.
Right, unless they go halftime, and what is coach going to say to the Holy Cross players at halftime to come out against a pretty solid Fordham team right now? They're playing tight. I think Magpio's got the chemistry down because of Day-Day Reese's assist. We've got shooters now that are shooting and scoring points. I don't know how Holy Cross competes for the rest of this game, seeing how hot Fordham is.
Yes, I would 100% agree with that. I think since their first game against NJIT for Fordham, after that disappointing loss, you need time for the players to gel with the new system, the new coach. And I think as the season has gone along, they've slowly but surely have been improving. One key, even though they lost the game against Iona a couple weeks ago, they were in that game, and maybe people didn't think they had a chance, but they really showed themselves and the rest of the league that they're for real. But
Yeah.
It all comes down to the A-10 schedule and see how they perform there.
Unfortunately, as it does for
Yes.
poor Fordham. Magpie said early in the season that they're going to play statistics-driven basketball, and I think this is the first time we've seen them start to splash the ball a little bit. Standout here for me, Marcus Green. He's 3 for 4 from the 3-point lines, and that's all his points. He is following his play calls correctly. He's getting into his spots, and he's hitting his shots. I think this kind of new play style we're seeing, where Day-Day Reeves is maybe not going for the layups, taking a defender with him, dishing it out, seeing some more ball movement. I really appreciate this new kind of Fordham, I want to say archetypes we're seeing. Like they're starting to fill in to their roles a little bit. Anything to say about Marcus Green? I mean, this is the first time I've seen his name pop up.
I like how everyone is contributing, honestly. He's one of their key players. He's doing his job. I would like a couple more shot attempts, but I like how he's being selective with his shots and not just forcing up like 15 shots
absolutely.
in
Great
the first
point.
half.
And that'll be a wrap from us. Fordham still looking dominant. We're going to go back courtside to Joe, Chris, and Isabella, and we're going to hear an interview from Rich Petriccioni. As always, this has been a production of WFUV Sports on 90.7. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Henry and Ethan. It is 37-28 through one half of play at the Rose Hill Gym. Joe Henry, Chris Carrino. Had the pleasure of being joined for the 4th annual Tom Konchaiski Classic by Rich Petriccioni, a board member on the Konchaiski Foundation board and a good friend to him as well. Talk to me a little bit about your relationship with him.
Well, I was lucky enough to be a college basketball coach in the 80s. I coached at Iona College for 6 or 7 years, and I coached at Florida State. And then I came back to be the athletic director for many years at Iona. So I knew Tommy through the world of basketball, pre-internet, when the only way we could find out who was any good was to read the high school basketball report that Tom published quarterly. And a Fordham, Malloy graduate who came to Fordham, graduated summa cum laude from Fordham, and through his relationship with Five-Star Basketball Camp, Howard Garfinkel created the High School Basketball Insider report, and has already, is in the Naismith Hall of Fame as a Bunn Award winner. And one of the reasons that we try to push this, not only for the good that we do in Tom's name, but we really hope that Tom's going to be able to become a full-fledged member of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame as a contributor. Howard Garfinkel's already in there. Several Bunn Award winners have gone on to become members of the Hall of Fame. So we're really hoping that that's going to happen for Tom.
And what would that mean for you to get him? I'm assuming that is Springfield, Massachusetts. What would that mean from a validation level of having your guy get in?
It would be awesome, and it would be the culmination of a lifetime in the game of basketball devoted to kids and coaches. Because again, as much as Tom helped the kids find their way to college through his rankings and through his separate awareness models, right. He also helped so many coaches by, when coaches would call Tommy and say, Tommy, I need a point guard. I need a great kid that's going to be a backup, or I need a big kid. Who do you got for me? And he'd say, well, I think you might want to take a ride out to this school or that school and see if you can find.
He acted as the internet, basically.
He really was. He was amazing, and he knew all the players, he knew all the coaches, and he had a very great knack of putting good people together. He was very much a Christian gentleman. He's a daily communicant. He's just one of those saintly guys that was, he was called the only honest man in the gym, and I think that was a great thing to be known by.
Yeah, and you mentioned being a part of the game. You've been coaching since 20 years old. You've seen a lot of the game, and you've seen a lot of the game evolve over time. What have you seen, especially watching the first half here? How have you seen the game evolve over the period of time?
Well, obviously, I don't want to sound like a dinosaur, but I mean, the kids are bigger, stronger, faster. Obviously, we didn't have strength and conditioning coaches in the old days.
Yeah.
Kids are much better passers, I find, now than they used to be in the old days. Everybody always looks for that extra pass. The idea that the kids are actually getting paid still blows a lot of our minds. I mean, as a former athletic director, imagine having the 100 people that work for you in the department, and everybody's making X, and all of a sudden you're paying a kid on the team X plus.
It's a whole different job.
It changes the culture of the department. But we're in the infancy stages of this. I am hoping that someday, the power conferences decide they're going to do what they do, and then maybe leagues like the A10 and the MAC, where I was the AD for years, could come up with our own rules and say, hey, if you're going to play for one of our schools, these are the parameters. And I think that would make sense and create more of a level playing field.
A tier-based system.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know what you're heading into. And if you want more than that, well, then play really well.
Yeah.
Your guy number 30, he looks like he could play at a higher level.
Christian,
right?
he looks like a Power 4 player this afternoon.
He really does, yeah. So he's playing terrific today. If he keeps this up, he's going to have an agent, and people are going to be calling the general manager to see what kind of deal we can make. That, my friend, is a very different world than the world I grew up in.
Two different worlds.
Yeah.
And Rich, just before we go, you want to talk a little bit more about the Tom Konchaiski Foundation. What does it stand for? What's the mission there?
And how can people help? as well?
So the mission is to help kids. We have a scholarship at Malloy High School where Tommy went, and then in his name, we run life skills and basketball skill programs throughout the 5 boroughs. We send kids to summer camp, inner city kids to summer camp. Go to the Tom Konchaiski Foundation online. It's a good website. There's lots of ways to donate. Tom Konchaiski Foundation, TomKonchaiskiFoundation.org, and you get all the information you need there. And we really appreciate you guys putting us on. We thank Fordham for their support of the Konchaiski Foundation. We want to see Tom also in the Fordham Hall of Fame. It's one of the few Hall of Fames he's not in yet, so we want to get him in the Fordham Hall of Fame too. And we thank you very much for your time today and for hosting the Classic again. Fordham has never lost in the 4th year here of the. We haven't lost. I think we're 3 wins the first year and then the last 2. So. Hope we get another W today. Okay?
Rich Petriccioni, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate the time.
Right.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Tip-off moments away from the second half here at the Rose Hill Gym. That was Rich Petriccioni joining us. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino as the starters are back out for the second half of play.
Enjoy the game.
And Fordham will start with the ball for the final 20 minutes. Chris Henry running the point for the Rams. Henry bounce pass finds Reeves far side corner. And Reeves turns it over on a pass to Schulte into the hands of Holy Cross.
You don't want to do that coming out of a really positive first half. First half you want to look back on positively. You don't want to turn over the ball immediately. We were sort of miscellaneously talking about Christian Henry during that half for right reason. 12 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound in that first half. He was fantastic.
37-28, the Fordham lead. 20 seconds elapsed here in the second half of play. Here's Chuck Hare, top of the key for Holy Cross, and its first possession of half number 2. Nugent in the low post, fadeaway 10-footer, no good. He's got nothing going so far. Rams with the ball, leading by 9. Reeves, left wing, 2-man game with Bodija. Reeves guarded by Richard. Reeves drives left side baseline, takes some contact, steps back, 8-foot floater is good.
Joe, that's what Day Reeves does. Creates space offensively and makes the most of it. First bucket of the afternoon.
39-28, Fordham's biggest lead so far today, up by 11. A minute elapsed in half number 2. Schulte comes through on a steal, and Fordham has it the other way. Henry with some speed, behind the back dribble, cuts inside, kicks it out. Marcus Green, triple, no good off the front of the iron, rebound Warren.
The more good defense you play like that, the more it's going to translate on the offensive end.
Foul called as the Crusaders come the other way. On the ball, non-shooting foul. So a far side inbound impending for the Crusaders.
And Joe, Ricky Schulte continues to impress. He got a steal there, converting defense into offense. He's done it all year long.
Boston off the inbound left wing, sauces a pass, skip pass, Richard, corner, no good on the far side. Rebound Fordham.
Great pass, couldn't make anything of it.
Henry the other way for the Rams. Back to the basket on Richard. Gets fouled working the 2-man game with Schulte. Again, another example of Chris Henry just finding ways to draw fouls in situations when you normally wouldn't, and that really helps you out when you talk about trying to get in the bonus early and get free throws.
Yeah, it's the mark of a talented veteran player. Just always trying to be productive, always trying to get that leg up every possession.
Schulte off the inbound left wing, puts the ball on the floor, gets by Hare, goes all the way. The cup falls to the floor, but got fouled. They're going to call it in the act of shooting, I believe.
This Fordham team, they were efficient in the first half. I think the word for the first half, to sum it up, was efficient. I think purposeful is the word in the second half. This Fordham team playing with a purpose at every single moment, really important to their success.
They will keep it on the baseline. Shot clock will reset to 20. Chris Henry on the right side. The inbound finds Reeves. A 16-foot fader is good on the far side baseline.
And now Day Reeves going to start to get it going. Not sure we've seen Christian Henry and Day Reeves really have it going at the same time. It would be a special thing to see.
41-28. The Rams by 13. Their biggest lead so far today.
After a scoreless first half, Day Reeves switched his shoes as well.
Boston driving right side by him, finds a cutting man, and good with the 2. for Keandre Williams. Goaltend called on Fordham as well, I believe.
Fordham with their Holy Cross with their lack of size has had trouble offensively getting inside. They did a really good job there.
Yeah, Holy Cross only took 10 two-point shots in the entire first half. They took 14 threes.
Holy moly.
Well, the threes were following. The two-pointers were not. Just 4 for 10 on the interior. That's an area where Fordham excels. 41-30, 17:40 to go. Henry right wing surveying, skips a pass left wing for Bodija. Bodija driving inside, drawing a foul on Nugent. And when he gets ahead of steam, we're talking about a 7-footer full speed ahead. Hard not to foul.
We talked about it in a possession in the first half. He used his full body to get to the rim, ended up missing the layup. But when Bodija really is using his full frame, not a lot of guys that can handle all that.
Rams by 11, 17:31 to go. Right side baseline inbound. Henry, dangerous pass fielded by Green. Finds the safety of Abbas Bodija. He kicks it back out to Day Reeves, who has it with 10 seconds on the shot clock at the H of the script Fordham logo. Reeves working towards his left, stepping back, 12-footer, no good. Rebound, batted out of bounds by Bodija. It will be Holy Cross ball.
Holy Cross weathering the storm decently. This Fordham team has a lot of chemistry and a lot of momentum on the offensive end. Holy Cross just trying to limit this offense enough to get back in this one. 11-point deficit right now, 17 to go in the half.
Holy Cross looking to mount successful possessions on consecutive possessions here offensively. Keandre Williams steps into a right wing 2 is no good.
Hesitated on the 3, should have took it.
Reeves the other way on the left wing. Reeves back to the basket. Reeves knifing through traffic, kicks it out to Henry. Henry driving towards the left side. Caught up at the left elbow and will bring it back out. Henry calling the shots. Takes a screen right side from Schulte. Steps into a triple and drills it from the top of the key.
It is an absolute pleasure, Joe, to watch Christian Henry and Day Reeves on their game at the same time. When those two guys are playing free, when those two guys are in flow state, as the kids are saying, Joe, this Fordham team is a whole lot better.
Fordham in a flow state, up 44-30. Its biggest lead of the day so far. A foul called on Day Reeves, trying to poke away at the ball as Tyler Boston brought it across the half court for the Crusaders. So off the inbound, they'll reset. Boston moving towards his left, guarded by Reeves again. Will settle for a left wing 3. No good off back iron. Rebound Henry. Henry darting into the full court. We'll hang out now.
16 minutes left in this matchup, Joe. Only 30 points for Holy Cross. Fordham has to be proud of the point total they're keeping their opponent to.
Another great defensive effort from a really good defensive team. That's been one of their calling cards so far. Henry on the left wing, 10 on the shot clock. Henry takes a deep 2 on Nugent and missed it flat.
Felt like
not a lot of movement on that possession.
An overall team heat check there from Christian Henry.
Warren the other way on the left wing, working on Bodija. Warren loops a pass to Hare. Hare, left side, low block, spinning layup, no good. Rebound Nugent offensively over Henry and draws the shooting foul.
Christian Henry, guarding a guy oversized, much bigger than him, has to sort of commit the foul there. The front court of Fordham did a really good job of not letting anything come easy on that possession. Holy Cross needed to fight to get those 2 free throws.
Brings us to the under 16 media timeout. We'll take a timeout too. 44-30, the Fordham lead with 15:33 left to go. We'll be right back with more Fordham men's basketball on WFUV Sports.
Hey, what's up? It's Owen Kelty, one of WFUV Sports' New York Knicks beat reporters. Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks look to dominate the East and bring a championship back to New York. Keep up all season long on my X account at Owen Kelty for all the highs and lows of New York Knicks basketball. WFUV Sports is your home for all things Knicks.
back here at the Rose Hill Gym. The Fordham Rams lead 44-30 over the Holy Cross Crusaders. A really strong end of the first half, start of the second half for the Rams, and led by 15 points from Christian Henry. This Fordham Ram team may be playing one of their strongest appearances of the season so far. Joe Henry joining me. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Chris, no doubt about it. Feels like Henry is back in the same flow state as you said that he was in that U-Albany
you like
game.
That, Joe, didn't
he
you?
took 15 free throws in that game. He's already up to 5 so far today. This is a guy who's got the size advantage as a guard. You want to see him get inside, be physical, get to the line as much as possible. When he does that, he's at his most successful. He averaged almost 5 free throw attempts a game last season. And then to start this year when he was really struggling to put the ball in the hoop, it just felt like he was not getting to the line at all. And we've seen that change in a big way. We've seen him and Day Reeves guard super well. How about let's check up on Tyler Boston, another head of the snake kind of guy that they talk about in this coaching staff. How do you stop the head of the snake, that best guard? It's Tyler Boston today. He's got 2 points. He's 0 for 3, 0 for 2 from 3. He does have 4 assists, so he's finding ways to stay involved. But I think you take that every day of the week.
And Joe, all season so far, when Christian Henry or Day Reeves gets a real challenge at the guard position, gets a real matchup, they seem to really rise to the occasion. Boston specifically tonight, 2 points, 0 for 3 from the field, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. That's where he's seen his only success offensively. It seems when Christian Henry and Day Reeves see a guy that they're possibly threatened by on the other team, they play their best basketball. That's a fantastic trait to have if you're playing in any competing sport.
They always talk about executing the scout. As Joe Nugent hits his first of 2, they've executed the scout on Joe Nugent. They give him that Curry grade. That means a great shooter, a true shooter that you're playing against. Joe Nugent is that. This is a 40+% three-point shooter, one of the best three-point shooters in program history. He hits both of his free throws here. He just moved into 5th all-time in three-pointers made in that Northeastern game. And the team's offensive rating is its highest with him on the floor, but he's been silent so far today. Those were his first 2 points. He's 0 for 3 from the field. So everything working for Fordham, now up 44-32 with the ball, with 15:22 and ticking in the second half. Right wing is Marcus Green, lobs a pass for Schulte, skip pass left wing, a core 3 is good.
Roar Core. I feel like it's once a game, Joe, we'll have a moment where Roar Core will get an open 3 and he'll knock it down. He's so versatile, so diverse in his offensive game, and it's going to be a figure Fordham fans are going to love for a long time.
And more cheers as Gabe Warren just charged in on Rika Schulte, and they called the offensive foul. Fordham's 3rd drawn charge of the season, and all the momentum is in the Rams' favor.
Nothing gets Fordham's coaching staff and their bench more pumped up than someone taking the plunge, someone hitting the ground, getting dirty for their team.
Full court press look from Holy Cross, just trying to find something to slow down a Fordham offense that's been efficient in all phases so far today. Marcus Green will work it across the timeline, running point guard. Bounce pass finds Henry, contested tightly by Boston at the Fordham logo. Rams in knockout punch mode. Green ripping around a couple screens at the right wing, drives left side. Bounce pass for Jacobs, misses the shot but gets fouled as he went up on the interior.
Between injuries and illnesses, there's a bit of miscellaneousness around that front court room. You can't talk enough about how good the backcourt, specifically the guards, have been for Fordham so far this afternoon. Marcus Green, Christian Henry, Day Reeves, they have truly been the engine to this Fordham team so far this afternoon. They are the main reason for this Fordham team's success. As Akira Jacobs misses his first off front rim from the free throw line. The field goal percentage is truly the biggest difference on the game stat sheet when you look at these two teams. Holy Cross only shooting 3 less shots than Fordham has from the field, and they've made 7 less. Fordham shooting 54% from the field to Holy Cross's 36. It's hard to have that big of a discrepancy in your field goal percentage with your opponent and have any sort of success.
Jacobs hits on a second, 48-32, driving the other way. Inside is St. Germain, makes the shot plus the blocking foul from Marcus Green, who went down hard in the restricted area.
Yeah, didn't get lucky enough to get the charge call there. Still the same play in nature to me. The good things that come out of a charge play for this Fordham team a few possessions ago, I would still have those feelings after that play just now.
Kind of fouls that you live with if you're Fordham.
Yeah.
They count the basket, make it a 14-point game. 16 points was the biggest lead of the day for Fordham. St. Germain, chance to tack on one more at the line. And we'll draw quite the bevy of lane violations on what was a very extended release time from St. Germain, and they're going to call the lane violation on Holy Cross, and Fordham's going to get it. There was a lot of bickering about who dropped the line first because every single player came across the line. Still 48-34, 14-18 to go in half number 2.
And Holy Cross has pressed on most of these plays where Fordham's inbounding it in the backcourt. Fordham done a good job of not worrying about it at all, just getting to cross half court.
Green finds Jacobs at the nail, jump off pass to Schulte, who throws it down with 2 hands.
The high-low play with the big and another big for this Fordham team. It's so valuable on the offensive end.
They don't go to it a lot, but when they do, it's effective. Schulte comes streaking through for a block, but not before a foul called on Akira Jacobs on a cutting shot from St. Germain.
A clean block there would have been a whole lot of momentum for Fordham. They got a whole lot of momentum anyway, a 16-point lead. They've continued to separate themselves from Holy Cross. This is the point in the game, as we said in the first half, where the game can get closer, can get farther away from you. Fordham done a good job of being on the positive end of that.
Yeah, good to remember that Franklin Pierce game Friday night in Montreal for Fordham, where they had a 17-point lead at about this time. It was their biggest lead of the day. As St. Germain hits his first, makes it a 15-point game. And that lead slowly dissipated. The ability to keep your foot on the gas at the end of games that you should win and close them out, that's what Fordham needs to do here.
It's been a real defensive effort from the Rams, Joe. This sort of effort defensively every game would put this Fordham team in a great spot this season.
St. Germain hits on both, makes it a 14-point game. Full court press still on from Holy Cross. Marcus Green gets it on the inbound, and Chris Henry will walk it across the halfway mark for the Rams.
32 Holy Cross points scored not at the free throw line. We have 13 minutes left in this game.
Wow. Rams by 14. Henry left wing. 10 on the shot clock. 13:30 on the game clock now as Henry goes back to the basket working on Boston and draws a foul. Not in the act of shooting.
Joe, Christian Henry is impossible to guard this afternoon. You're either going to foul him or you're going to let him go by you, or you're going to let him get an open shot. Just the magnitude in which Christian Henry's played with this afternoon, it can't go overstated.
And draws another foul. Holy Cross has committed 6 fouls now in half number 2, so Fordham figures to be in the bonus the rest of the way. Henry will check out. Dede Reeves will come back in. Kingston Price will join him. 5 for Fordham. Reeves, Price, Schulte, Jacobs, and Rohr.
And I mentioned it before, Joe. A scoreless first half for Dede Reeves. He switches his shoes at halftime. He's been 2 for 3 from the field since.
Left wing Price off the inbound, finds Schulte top of the key. Curling Reeves. Reeves goes right around a Schulte screen. 2-man game. Stopped at the elbow. Fadeaway 2 is pure from Dede Reeves.
Joe Henry, that is so unbelievably tough. The nonchalantness in which he just did that turnaround fadeaway in the mid-range. Dede Reeves, man, my goodness, he has me speechless, Joe.
52-36. Fordham up 16 with 13 left to go. St. Germain lost the ball, a core up ahead, and it's stolen away by Warren. That would have been a fast break opportunity for Rika Schulte. Now Warren the other way, full speed ahead on a core. He ran right into him and drew the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Once again, Fordham straight up there, a frustrating foul not to get. This Fordham team playing with as much effort on the defensive end as we've seen all season, and it's honestly not even really close. Fordham team came out swinging in a big way in that Albany game, the second game in Montreal, but the effort on the defensive end and the purposefulness that they've played with defensively, it's been unmatched.
Both teams into the bonus the rest of the way. This is a shooting foul, so 2 no matter what for Gabe Warren, who drills his first, makes it a 15-point game.
Fordham's only shot 6 free throws so far this afternoon.
Warren hits on his second. Guy who's actually recruited by Mike Magpayo at UC Riverside coming out of Plano, Texas. Decided to go to Rice, then transferred here for the rest of his college career. 52-38 Fordham, 12:38 to go in regulation. Right wing Price, guarded by St. Germain. Kicks it corner, a core 3. No good. Scrap for the rebound, won by Schulte. Schulte has it poked away by Richard. Richard the other way. Richard in transition, couple crossovers, gives it up to Warren. Warren back to Richard, swings it to Williams. Wide open corner three, St. Germain, no good. Off a couple bounces on the rim and into the hands of Akira Jacobs.
This Rams defense, Joe, they completely eliminated the transition play there, immediately made it half court, and Fordham Rams did a great job of matching up, rotating their defenders, and stopping a score there. This Fordham defense, man. Whew.
A lot of extra passes, but nothing doing for Holy Cross. Fordham still up by 14. 11:50 left to go. Akor driving the left side off the right wing and drawing a foul on Gabe Warren.
Holy Cross really struggling not to foul. Fordham dribblers going into the lane and driving through the lane. Holy Cross has to limit those fouls.
It'll be 1-1 for Roar Core when we come back, but as it stands with the clock stopped at 11:49 in regulation, it's 52-38 Fordham, and we check in with Ethan Wax for another one-on-one scoreboard update.
Let's turn our attention to some top 25 hoops as the surprise Louisville Cardinals, ranked 6th in the country, leads 41-27 over the number 22 team Indiana Hoosiers at the half. Rutgers at number 3 Michigan, 4 o'clock on Big Ten Network. 8 o'clock ESPN, the number 14 Illini visit the number 13 Vols in the Music City Madness. Later tonight at 10 o'clock, top 20 matchup as the undefeated number 2 team in the country, Arizona Wildcats, host the number 20 team Auburn Tigers in the second half of your double header. In a classic matchup between two storied programs, number 4 Duke goes on the road to defeat number 7 Michigan State Spartans 66-60. And a major upset alert as a top team in the country and the nation, Purdue, gets absolutely destroyed at home versus number 10 Iowa State, 81-58. Just wow. Got nothing to say, just shook. I'm Ethan Wax with your one-on-one scoreboard.
Thank you, Ethan. You'll hear him again at the under 4 and, of course, on the one-on-one post-game report with Henry Wolf. It's 52-38 Fordham with 11:49 left in regulation here at a festive Christmas game in the Tom Konchaiski Classic at Rose Hill, where, as Rich Petroccioni was wise to say, pressured to say, the Rams are 3-0 in their first 3, or 5-0, I should say, in their first 5 games of the Tom Konchaiski Classic since it was instituted in 2022, originally as a tournament, now as a single-game event. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino.
Hello.
And it feels like the Rams are poised to continue that trend today. An all-around performance so far. What do they have to do to put an exclamation point on this and make sure this is a win?
I mean, Joe, it's what you just said. It's been an all-around performance for the Fordham Rams. They need to continue to stay rounded, whether that's playing tenacious defense, playing with a lot of effort on the defensive end, or that's staying efficient on the offensive end, continuing to get good looks, continuing to capitalize on those good looks. As Ethan mentioned in the update, we've already seen the country's numero uno go down today, so anything can happen. This Fordham team up 14. Game's not completely over yet with 11:49, but this next couple minutes for the Rams, really important and maybe putting this game away.
Fordham again playing without Louis Lesmond, playing without Ryan Pettis, playing without Jack Whitbourne as they have all season. Roar Core in Lesmond's place has played quite well as he missed on the front end of a 1-on-1 free throw opportunity. But a Core with 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting, including a big-time 3 in this half. 52-38. Rams up by 14 with 11:35 left to go. Gabe Warren, top of the key for the Crusaders. Hop step inside and a Core spinning away and missing on a 12-foot jumper. Scramp for the rebound on the interior. A jump ball is going to be called. A sea of bodies on the floor. Akira Jacobs and Chuck Hare were the lowest down there. It's going to stay with Holy Cross off of the scrap.
Yeah, 13 fouls between these two teams. Didn't feel like fouls were a big aspect to this one, but as the second half has gone along, they've become more and more prevalent.
Williams will lob one into Hare at the right wing. Gets it back to Williams, curling around towards the right side. Finds Richard on the right wing. Richard one-on-one with Reeves. Passes it up left side. St. Germain, 9 on the shot clock. Cutting inside on Price. Kicks it out Williams. Williams down the center of the floor. Rejected by Akor. But retrieved by Holy Cross. 2 on the shot clock. Warren triple. Bailed him out.
Good job there to have the presence of mind and know the shot clock was dwindling down there. They needed a bucket. Warren provided it. Akor rejecting that shot.
Oh my gosh. Emphatic rejection on a three-point attempt. Somehow salvaged by Holy Cross to make it an 11-point game. Close as it's been in some time here.
Blocked every part of that ball. Literally 100% of the ball he blocked.
Day Reeves curling towards the center of the floor. Finds a cutting Akor, but a poor pass is picked off by Holy Cross.
Yeah, lost his grip a little bit on the pass. A good idea, just not good execution.
Warren full speed ahead the other way. Rejected again by Akor, but they're going to get him for a foul.
I like that. Even with committing the foul. Not letting him see one go through the net. I like it.
Akor, though, up to 4 fouls,
Yeah,
so might not get to see much more of that.
I don't like that part, Joe. That part I don't love.
Holy Cross again still in the bonus. This will be 2 shots no matter what for Gabe Warren, who's become the offensive engine for Holy Cross. He's got 14 points on 4 of 8 shooting.
We're going to see a Akor substitution here as well. Akor going to actually stay in the game. Two substitutions for the Rams, Green and Henry, and Akor going to stay in there. It'll be Kingston Price and Akira Jacobs coming off.
Yeah, they'll just let him go till he picks up his 5th.
Oh, never mind.
Now he'll come out for Rika Schulte.
Coach Magpayo pump faking us there to the best of his ability. Did a good job.
10-point game, a chance to make it single digits for Gabe Warren. Holy Cross's leading scorer. He sinks them both.
7 rebounds for Warren as well. We've talked about no traditional big man for this Holy Cross team. They depend on their wings and guards to rebound for them. He's done a good job of that so far.
Holy Cross, the full court press. Fordham has done more than well at handling that so far. Henry into the half court, finds Bodija, right wing. Bodija dribble drive towards the left side. Bodija gets hung up, but somehow finds a way to put in a teardropper.
He's been limited due to his illness, but when he's been in there, he's been really efficient.
Richard the other way, left wing, no good. Rebound, Marcus Green.
Grown man's rebound there for Marcus Green on the much bigger defender.
Henry the other way. Will slow things down for Fordham, up by 11, 9:55 to go. Henry, right wing, guarded by the bigger Richard. Gives it up to Reeves. Reeves, 2-man game with Schulte. Skip pass, corner, Henry, 3 is short. Rebound Boston. Holy Cross down 54-43, 9:35 left to go. Boston steps inside and gets hung up on the jersey as he went up for a 2, and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, a couple head fakes go a long way, Joe. Even if there's not a ton of contact, if you give pretty aggressive head fakes on the shot, on the release, it'll trick a lot of referees.
So Boston will get 2 at the stripe, and this is where Holy Cross is starting to get a little bit closer here. Just getting to the free throw line consistently as Boston misses his first.
And when you're struggling like Boston is, especially from the field, you got to find creative ways to implement yourself in the offense, to be effective in the offense.
Again, Boston, this team's leading scorer, held to just 2 points so far. They both came at the free throw line where he shot 88% so far this season. His second of 2, short off the front iron. That means free Chick-fil-A in Rose Hill.
It's the loudest the crowd's been all game long. They were in his dome, Joe.
Can't blame him. Rams by 11, 54-43, 9:22 left to go. Schulte dribble drive the left side on Nugent. Gives it up to Reeves, far side corner, stepping back on his defender and missing long on a 2.
Step back dribble was so gross.
Boston the other way, gives it to Nugent, thinks about a 3, back to Boston, now left wing Richard. Ball swinging around frenetically for Holy Cross. Boston hop stepping inside on the left side, low block, bounce pass, outside, wide open, 3-point try, no good for Holy Cross. Fight for the rebound, and Fordham will control. That was Kirkwood on the miss.
A few times there where Holy Cross really looked like they should have scored. Fordham doing a good job adapting their defense, not getting flustered, and still getting the stop.
Fordham again slowing down, but they need a score here.
Yeah.
1 for their last 4 from the field. Got to get a good look. Reeves on the right wing. Reeves almost loses the ball. Tracks it back down. 10 on the shot clock. Loops it outside. Henry at the logo. Henry dribble drive the right side with some pace. Skip pass corner. Bodija. Bodija with 4. Gives it up to a wide open Marcus Green. Left wing no good. Back iron. Rebound by Reeves. The offensive rebound. He crashes to the floor but got fouled and will get 2 at the line.
I was just saying, Joe, going toward the struggles you were talking about, Fordham struggling not only offensively, but to get good looks offensively. It had been a few possessions since Fordham really got a wide open look. They had a great look there on that possession. Marcus Green, as I say, couldn't have been more open if they evacuated the gym. He was wide open from the top of the key. And Day Reeves doing what he does best, even at that small size, getting extra chances for his offense on the offensive glass.
Reeves hits on his first of 2. A guy who was scoreless through a half of play, put on a new pair of shoes, and has 7 so far. He tries to engineer the Rams to a victory today.
Went from a black pair of Kobe 8s that I don't think I've seen him wear too much, and then at halftime put on his patented green Kobe 6s, the shoes he's been wearing all season long.
It's his patented.
They are.
So he hits them both, makes it a 13-point game, 56-43. Boston. Couple dribble moves on Reeves. Kicks it right corner. Warren triple is good. He's 5 for 5.
That's a big shot for Holy Cross. That gets them back within 10. And you can even just see it on their bench. They believe they're back in this game.
Pulled it right over his defender to make it a 10-point game once more with 8:10 left in half number 2. Chris Henry has 15. That's how much he had at the half. He's been quiet. As we said, Reeves has kind of taken over, but the story of the game overall has been Gabe Warren, 19 points now on 5 of 9 shooting, 5 of 5 from 3, add on 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. He's keeping Holy Cross in this game, but a 10-point lead for Fordham as we check back in with Isabella Terracini.
Thanks, Joe. In the last timeout, I heard Coach Magpayo make it very clear that he wants more defensive pressure on the ball. He also needs them to stay out of foul trouble. He's been pacing the bench, reminding the team to just keep guarding and forcing Holy Cross to take those uncomfortable shots and to force them into those turnovers that Fordham will eventually capitalize off of. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Isabella. It feels like the effort to make it a bad shot diet for Holy Cross has been successful. 8 for 21 from 3, 38%. That's good, but 6 for what? 21 on 2-point shots now. They've shot 11-2 so far in the second half, but it has not gone well for them. 6 for 21. That's what, Chris? Maybe 35%. So Holy Cross, well, they're starting to get it going from the line, and that's really what's made it close. They're 10 for 15 from the stripe now. They're just getting to the free throw line way more than Fordham, who's only gotten to the line 9 times, both teams in the bonus. They've stayed close from that, but as Isabella said, the 2-point shots, the mid-range game, something this team loves. They take a ton of mid-range shots, just not working for them.
Yeah, it's just not working for them. The one part of the Fordham game I would say needs a little improvement is getting to the line. The thing you just brought up, they've only been to the line 7 times so far in this one. They've been 4 for 7 at the line. This Fordham team continues to struggle with efficiency from the free throw line. That's the last ring of efficiency, Joe. If they've gotten through multiple rings and they've now evolved as the season has gone on, the one ring they have yet to close from an efficiency level is the free throw shooting. If they could shoot from the free throw line efficiently, it gives your team so much more confidence offensively. You're not afraid of driving inside, of getting a little dirty, of picking up contact, because you know you can get 2 points at the line.
Fordham 6 of 9 from the line so far today. Holy Cross 10 of 15, so both shooting 66.7%. If you want to get technical, Chris, we want to get into the decimals here. Both teams are going to need to shoot well from the line down the stretch. I mean, that's in a game where both teams get into the bonus really early in the second half. Both teams have kind of lived at the line here in the last few minutes of play. Whoever's making their free throws is winning this game.
Yeah, and how current college basketball is set up, that is that if it's a close game, almost every single game becomes a free throw shooting contest. Fordham going to want to win those free throw shooting contests, especially in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Fordham will have the ball out of the break, up by 10. It's 56-46 with 8:10 left to go. Full court press applied from Holy Cross. Ball into Day Reeves. Will break it with ease into the half court. Reeves stumbling as he tries to find Henry on a pass. A foul called and a 1-and-1 coming.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1-and-1 for the Rams. Holy Cross continuing to foul. They've done a good job defensively, but not a good job at limiting their fouls. It's the one part of their defensive game that's really hindering them, and it's led to the point total Fordham has so far.
And Reeves back to the stripe where he's lived so far in the second half. Second trip in as many possessions for a guy who was scoreless through 20 minutes of play, but is now trying to will his team to the finish line as he's done so often so far this year. Reeves hits on his first, and will earn a second.
Day Reeves been so good at the line. As I just talked about, Fordham has struggled a little bit from the free throw line, including his backcourt partner, Christian Henry. Day Reeves has been very consistent from the charity stripe. A guy who's been getting to the charity stripe for a very long time.
Reeves makes them both. Makes it a 12-point game, 58-46. 8 minutes to go in regulation. Boston across the timeline for the Crusaders. Between the legs, dribbles on Reeves. Left wing, Nugent. Nugent gives it up to Warren, the hot hand. Guarded by Marcus Green, drives inside. Kicks out, left wing, Boston, triple, got it.
Finally gets one to go, and a timely one at that.
9-point game with 7:35 to go. Henry jogs it across the halfway mark on the right side of the floor. Warren guarding him tightly. Henry surveying. Bounce pass finds Reeves on the right wing. Into Schulte. Back to Reeves. Finds Henry. Left wing. Swing pass. Corner. Green. Triple. No good. Rebound off the head of Schulte. He dives and can't get it. It will go with Holy Cross. You have to like the effort from Rika Schulte.
Have to love the effort. And it's been a complete team effort. This whole Ram team has shown a real effort, a real speed, a real quickness, and there's been no hesitation, especially in Rika Schulte's game.
Schulte now up to 10 points on a perfect 4 of 4 shooting, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5 steals, which has to be a career high for a guy who has done nothing but set career highs since putting on a Fordham uni for his junior season. But the Rams now just up by 9. It feels like Holy Cross is making their best run at things.
They're making their best run of things. Fordham's still keeping that separation. This Holy Cross team has gotten buckets, including that Boston 3 on the offensive end, but Fordham is not letting them get as close as they should be in this one. Holy Cross has really fought down the stretch of this one, and they've played a lot better than Fordham, especially on the offensive end. Fordham has really struggled finding good looks on the offensive end in the last 4 or 5 minutes or so. This is put up or shut up time for the Rams. They're either going to go back to that defensive effort on that end and the consistent and efficient nature in which they're playing offense in the first half, or they're going to regress. They're going to go back to playing how they've played the last couple minutes, and if they continue to do that, they are not out of the water here whatsoever.
Oh, we'll take a short break at the under 8. Fordham 58, Holy Cross 49 with 7:12 left on the clock. Don't go away. Fordham men's basketball coming your way after the timeout.
Hi everyone, I'm Grace McCarran and I'm one of your 2025-26 New York Islanders beat reporters for WFUV Sports. Follow me on X at Grace McCarran_ for live game updates, features, and other inside content from the island all season long. From the development of first overall pick Matthew Schaefer to incredible saves by Ilya Sorokin, WFUV Sports has you covered every step of the way as the Isles look towards the postseason. WFUV is your home for New York sports.
We'll return to play in the Rose Hill Gym. Joe Henry, Chris Carrino. It's Christmas, 19 days too early here at Fordham. It's also the 4th annual Tom Konchaiski Classic, and it's been a festive one so far. 58-49, the Rams lead. It was a lead as big as, I believe, 16. Yes, that's 16 points. It was 52-36. Now 58-49, Holy Cross coming back.
Got a favorite Christmas song, Joe?
Oh, favorite Christmas song? Putting me on the spot here, Chris. Could I say the Peanuts Christmas theme?
Okay.
Is that too on the nose?
I went with Saint Brick intro, Gucci Mane.
Oh.
We all have our favorites, I guess.
Right, sure.
Shout out Gucci.
Holy Cross with it out of the break. It's Tyler Warren streaking inside and Wild with the shot. Offensive rebound for Holy Cross. Kicked out to Tyler Boston. Open left wing triple try. No good. From Richard, rebounds Schulte, who went down really hard. Foul call.
Whenever you see a guy not be able to get his legs under him, just fall on his full force on the ground, it's first always loud, And second of all, it's always scary as well. Rico Schulte slightly shaken up after that play. Not nearly as shaken up as he should be. My goodness.
Moves Fordham into the double bonus. So 2 shots for Rico Schulte, who grabbed his back a little bit but said, I'm fine.
And Joe, I love this 5 Fordham has out there right now. Obviously in the backcourt, Christian Henry and Day Reeves. Those two have been fantastic. And then in the front court, it's Abbas Bodija, Rico Schulte, and Roricore. That front court may be a little different than what we've seen at some stages of this season, but a really intriguing 3 at that.
Yeah, a lot of size, and then you trust the true freshman in Roricore in the late game situation, even over Marcus Green here. Schulte hits on his first of 2.
Shows a lot of faith. I think Marcus Green and Roricore is the decision that this coaching staff has to make when playing either of these guys in big minutes, and it's a big vow of confidence having Roricore in at this stage in the game.
And of course, there's an O-board. Akor off a miss, earns Fordham another possession, a huge one. Rams by 10, 6:45 to go.
What a play from the true freshman.
Henry floats a pass inside. Schulte wide open. Easy work in the post for 2.
This is a fun 5 Fordham has out there right now. They're going to do a lot of damage in this next couple minutes.
61-49, the Rams lead. Boston the other way, spinning inside on Reeves, kicks it outside. Dribble drive the corner, pass to Richard. Now open, Warren, triple, can't leave him open. He makes another.
That was pretty basketball. It looked like the team wasn't even in control of the ball. It was just whizzing around the half court, eventually ending up in a beautiful shot.
The ball movement has been exceptional for Holy Cross of late, and it's kept him in this thing. Down by 9, 6:08 left to go. It's 61-52, Fordham the lead in the ball. Henry driving the left side, spinning inside, a pretty finish off of an even prettier move.
It's about as classy as it gets, Joe. Playing on the defender's momentum and where the defender is going to go. Christian Henry as good as anyone at that.
The other way, Richard, near side corner 3, no good. Ball popped up and snared by Kirkwood, gives it up to Warren.
Can't allow the second chances.
Warren gives it to Boston. Boston drives the left side. On Reeves, tied up, finds a cutting Richard inside, and he gets it to go. Got right by Abbas Bodija on the back cut.
That was a beautiful pass. Tyler Boston was getting harassed in the lane, receiving a lot of contact, and calmly, smoothly making a beautiful pass.
Boston 6 assists, leads the game. 9-point game, 63-54. 5:18 to go. Reeves, top of the key, wide open, missed it. On the putback attempt, Schulte got fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Good job on the second chance. Good job getting a great shot there. Day Reeves wide open. Fordham's offense gaining that momentum back. They look really good.
Trying to add to a 9-point lead at the line, as they've had to do time and time again as the game is wound down. That's going to be the story. 2 teams in the double bonus. Rather, Fordham in the double bonus. Holy Cross 1 away from being in the double bonus. Schulte hits on his first.
The making of free throws down the stretch in this one really big for Fordham, keeping that distance on the Crusaders.
Marcus Green will come in for Abbas Bodija, and Roricore with his 4 fouls will stay in. Kirkwood comes out for Williams on the Holy Cross side. It feels like the 5 guys playing the best basketball on either team are out there for the final 5 minutes and 10 seconds. 65-54 for Fordham off the made free throws. Here's Richard driving inside, fouled by Schulte, and will go to the line for 2.
Rica's picking up his 3rd foul there. Fordham wants to stay disciplined defensively. You can't get lazy down the stretch of a game like this. Got to keep that same philosophy on the defensive end.
Richard's taken 8 threes. He's just 1 for 8. Not a guy who gets inside a lot, but that time takes a pump fake and just full speed ahead off the right wing to catch Fordham off guard. Richard makes on his first.
And this is the final push for the Rams. The Rams up 10, 5 minutes left. If they can really play well in this next couple minutes, the game's over.
If they can keep getting to the line, the amount that they have in recent possessions, they won't have to worry about anything except for making some free throw shots, something that Richard does not do here. He missed it, but the ball went out of bounds in favor of Fordham. The Rams will keep it.
Yeah, Fordham will get it back.
So Henry will inbound right side of the baseline. He can maneuver the baseline. He'll probably need to with the full court press applied. Finds Marcus Green. Fordham's done well against the press today, not well against it this season. Reeves brings it across the timeline, guarded by Warren. Big possession for the Rams, 4:50 to go. Fordham up by 10. Reeves driving the left side, leaves down the lane, and kisses it off the top of the glass for 2.
About as high and left as you can be on the glass. Really looked like a guy I don't want to mention, Kyrie Irving. A fantastic play there, using every part of the glass and every part of space he was given in the lane by the defenders to get crafty, get to the bucket, and do what he does. Day-Day Reeves.
Fordham will take the timeout off of that. Reeves getting to the bucket like Kyrie Irving, a guy who Tom Konchaiski scouted when he was just a freshman in high school. Wow, pretty cool stuff for Konchaiski, the 1968 Fordham grad here celebrating the 4th annual Tom Konchaiski Classic at the Rose Hill Gym.
And shout out New Jersey.
Up by 12. And shout out New Jersey. I was wondering what you were hanging on there. What's he about to say? And shout out New Jersey. Not sure I can co-sign that one.
Kyrie Irving, a small part of what is the great story that is New Jersey basketball.
Yeah.
A very small part. Some would say the smallest part, actually.
So Reeves, as it is, has the Rams up by 12 off of a pretty layup. He's up to 12 points all in the second half of play, where he has really taken things over for a Fordham team that's needed one guy to take over in the second half. It was Henry through the first 20 minutes. It's been Reeves since then, and it's a Fordham lead of 12.
And that's been a trend now in my 4th year here at Fordham, having that guy in the final stages in the important moments to give the ball to. It's one of the most important things in college basketball, Joe.
Warren's been that guy for Holy Cross. Has a bounce pass go loose on the end line, and Fordham is going to have it off of a wild pass.
Even when they don't quite understand how they got it, they're getting turnovers, Joe.
Kirkwood will come back in. Richard will come back out for Holy Cross. 4:30 on the stopped game clock. It's 67-55. So Fordham, with its biggest lead today, having been 16, having hovered around the 10-point threshold for maybe 8 minutes of game time, is trying to pull away here up by 12.
And Joe, Fordham with 45 shot attempts, still over 50% from the field, shooting 53.3% from the field.
Reeves the hot hand, has it on the left wing. Pass top of the key, Henry. Akor, right wing, back to Henry, 10 on the shot clock. Henry wants to do it himself on Warren. Drives the right side, uses his body. Skip pass. Green, 3, corner. No good again. Rebound, Williams.
Would have liked him to swing for one more pass to Day-Day Reeves there. Still a good possession regardless.
Williams swings a pass inside to Warren. Back out to Boston, left wing. Boston dribble drive the left side. Hop step inside. Draws the foul and go to the line.
I really just thought he lost the ball there. I'm not sure if there was necessarily a foul. A fantastic snatch through play to get past Christian Henry, but they really couldn't do anything with it.
So he'll get 2 shots at the line as Holy Cross enters the double bonus, and Fordham clings to a 12-point lead, 67-55, with 3:49 left to go on the stopped game clock. That means we can take a break and send it back to the Rose Hill Studios one more time, where Ethan Wax has a one-on-one scoreboard update.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Why don't we check in with some NBA basketball today? First off, last night the Knicks embarrassed the Jazz 146-112, in which they started with the Knickerbockers starting up with a 23-0 lead, which is incredible through the first 6 minutes of the game. The battle of the bottom feeders in their respective conferences, the Pelicans and Nets do battle at Barclays. They have a combined record of 8-37. That will be at 5 o'clock today. Warriors and Cavs do battle tonight at 7:30 as the Giannis-less Bucks take on the surging Pistons at 7:30. The Mets of the Clippers play Ant and the T-Wolves at 8 o'clock. KD leads the Rockets into Dallas as though they face off Cooper Flag and AD round out the night at 8:30. Those are some key games to keep an eye on. I'm Ethan Wax with your one-on-one scoreboard.
(67-55), Fordham leading with 3 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock in regulation from the Tom Konchaiski Classic at the Christmas game here in the Rose Hill Gym. Joe Henry here with Chris Carrino. And Chris, for a Fordham team that came out so flat against Colgate on Sunday. Fought in that second half, has had the longest of long weeks between a plane that was canceled and you had to leave a day late from Montreal. Half the team got sick, the other half of the team is injured. You love the fight so far. Now 3 minutes and 49 seconds separating you from closing this thing out.
Yeah, Joe, I feel like flat would be the last word I'd use to describe this performance from Fordham so far this afternoon, whether it's been a true effort on the defensive end or it's been efficiency on the offensive end. This Fordham team has showed up ready to play. They had the week off, as we talked about, opening this one, and a decent performance in Montreal. With all that together, this Fordham team wanted to have a good outing heading into next week, heading into this last stretch of non-conference play, and Fordham has done that so far. A real effort this afternoon you can hang your hat on.
Winning on the glass 30-25, winning the turnover battle. They've committed 8, Holy Cross has committed 12, and they've got 3 people leading them in double figures. It's the 3 you've come to expect. Rika Schulte ever so quietly with 15 points and 9 rebounds and 5 steals. Dede Reeves has 12 points. Chris Henry has 17. As we resume, Tyler Boston at the free throw line for 2 and making his first to make it an 11-point game.
Now 6 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists on the afternoon. As we talked about with Dede Reeves, if he's not getting his shot to fall, a good player like Boston will find other ways to be valuable to his team.
And nobody in the game has more assists than Boston, who sinks his second, makes it a 10-point game once more. 67-57, 3:45 to go. Reeves, a few dribble moves across the timeline for Fordham. Guarded by Boston, swings it right wing Henry. Henry finds Bodija at the nail. Bodija traveled with it as he was looking for options.
Unfortunate there. Want a boss to be as comfortable as he can be on the offensive end. Christian Henry knew it, though, right next to him. He looked over to the ref. He was like, he traveled, huh?
Something to watch for on this end of the floor. Chris Henry has picked up his 4th foul.
Yeah, you don't want a guy fouling out. You really don't.
With 3:25 to go, down by 10. Holy Cross cutting inside as Warren missed on the shot, get his own rebound, and a foul called on Bodija as he went to the floor.
Kind of forgotten all afternoon, Joe, the PA voice we keep hearing in between each play, our sports director, Bobby Chaffardini.
He's been very, very busy with the amount of fouls that have been called in the second half.
Definitely.
That one was a tricky one. Not sure that was a foul, as Warren went to the floor off of the rebound. Not sure if off of any contact or just by momentum. He'll go to the line for 2 and miss off back iron on his first.
Yeah, not the place to be missing free throws. Your team's down 10, 3 minutes left in the game. You've easily been their best scorer with 22 points. Free throws can't be what you're missing right now.
Holy Cross 13 for 20 from the line today, 65%. Fordham is 11 for 15 as Warren trickles the second one in off the back iron. Make it a 9-point game, 67-58.
I was about to say, single digits, Joe. Fordham needs a few more extra buckets here to really put it away. The nail in the coffin.
Green has it nearly stolen as he tried to fire it into Henry. Boston nearly got it, but a foul called on the reach-in attempt, and Chris Henry will go to the line.
Christian Henry has been fouled, I feel like an infinite amount of times this afternoon. Boston really frustrated after that foul. Didn't want to pick up a foul there. Has 3 fouls now on the game. Boston wants to keep that same mentality offensively. Doesn't want to play nervous or have any sort of anxiety whatsoever.
Henry will get a pair. And missing off the front of the iron. Henry, Chicago native, went to Panola College, played with Marcus Green there, went to Eastern Michigan for a year, averaged nearly 15. And winds up at Fordham for his senior campaign. He hits on his second. It's back to a 10-point game, 68-58.
One of the more friendly individuals around this group as well.
3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Left corner Williams for Holy Cross, trying to eat into the lead. Williams, few dribble moves on Green, cuts inside. Pretty lefty lay is good. 8-point game.
It was good defense with better offense, but the defense was impressive. Marcus Green doing a good job there, just unlucky sometimes with players on offense.
Zone press look from Holy Cross.
Threw that so hard, oh my God.
They get it to Marcus Green at the midcourt line. They want an over the back, but he wasn't over the half-court line when he caught the pass, so he's able to retreat it back into the full court and then across the timeline as he did.
Fordham looking to make this double digits once again.
Henry with 8 on the shot clock, top of the key, drives inside on Nugent, nearly airballs the shot, deterred by Nugent, into the hands of Warren. Now Williams the other way. Holy Cross trying to throw its punch. Warren, left wing, Boston guarded by Schulte, dribble moves. Tied up at the left elbow, kicks it out to Kirkwood. Kirkwood drives inside, finds a cutting Williams, lefty leg, good plus the foul. And Holy Cross has come roaring right back.
What a play. Holy moly. Rika Schulte did a really good job of doubling Rorick, who had a guy running behind him. And Holy Cross getting easily, that's their best moment of the afternoon so far. I was thinking it as the possession started, Joe. A score here has Fordham nervous. That kind of score really has the Fordham nervous. 6-point game before the free throw.
6-point game, I believe the closest it's been in the second half
now
as
5.
Williams hits us and 1.
Definitely the closest it's been all game so far.
68-63, 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. Full court press trying to wreak some havoc against Fordham. They've handled it well. Day Reeves brings it across the timeline, left side of the floor.
2 minutes
guarded
left
by Boston. Reeves, left side screen from Schulte, doesn't use it. Reeves driving inside on Nugent, loses the ball. Nugent has it on the floor. He loses it, but into the hands of Boston, a turnover. Holy Cross the other way. Can make it a one-possession game. Down by 5, 1:38 to go. Boston, left corner, Kirkwood, back to Boston, left wing, has Akor jumping. He wants the one-on-one matchup. Takes it on Akor. Now gives it up to Kirkwood. Kirkwood back to Williams, thinks about a 3. Right wing Warren driving inside on Schulte. He puts up the layup, and it's good to make it a 3-point game.
The defense was fantastic there. The effort the Rams showed was great. This Holy Cross team has become inevitable on the offensive end. I think they just picked up a technical as well. Not positive.
Either way.
No technical. I think it was just a timeout.
Either way, it forces a Fordham timeout. A 3-point game. What do you do here to try and figure out an answer?
First of all, Joe, I don't think I've ever heard a visiting crowd quite as loud as this one. The Holy Cross faithful, loud and pronounced here in the Rose Hill Gym. They've been waiting all afternoon long for their team to get close, and now they have, whether it's been offensively, defensively. We've talked about how well-rounded Fordham's been all afternoon. It has been a well-rounded meltdown here in this last few minutes, whether it's been defensively, offensively. This Fordham team looks like they've had their talent zapped away like the Monstars, and they've had a really tough last few minutes.
Yeah. 2 straight stops from Joe Nugent, who has just 2 points today, and the sharpshooter has been awfully quiet, but when it counts, he's had some huge stops on Fordham's biggest and best in Day Reeves and Chris Henry. And meanwhile, Gabe Warren, 25 points, 7 of 13 shooting, 6 of 6 from 3, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. He now has 2 or more steals in 4 games in a row. Again, a guy who Coach Magpie recruited out of high school, having a bit of a revenge game in his return.
And Joe, without Warren, I don't even think Holy Cross is competitive in this one, let alone in the game with a chance to win. What a game he's had so far.
I think if you told me that Tyler Boston would have 7 points and Joe Nugent would have 2, that Fordham would have won this game, especially considering that Aiden Disu, the starting center on this Holy Cross team, is not playing today. But as it stands, a 3-point game, and the Rams are going to try and find an answer offensively here, as they have not been able to do for a couple of possessions now.
Fordham needs a bucket as much as they've needed one all afternoon long. This would simmer a lot of their fears down.
Henry running the baseline, finds Green, guarded by Warren. Full court press. Green gives it up to Henry across the half court mark. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to play. 68-65, the Fordham lead. Henry on the script M of the Fordham logo. Has Kirkwood switched onto him. Henry drives left, right by him. Henry to the rim. Left it off the front of the iron. Rebound Boston. Holy Cross, a chance to tie.
Everything great about that play except the finish.
Nugent back to Boston, wide open, left wing. Got it.
That is a defensive breakdown, Joe. A wide open Tyler Boston didn't even hesitate on that one. He knew that one was in.
68-68.
Holy crap.
37 seconds left on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. Dede Reeves with the ball.
Holy Cross crowd loud and proud right now.
Reeves, 10 on the shot clock, top of the key, guarded by Nugent. Reeves with 7, gotta go. Reeves, step back, mid-range 2. No good off front iron. Scramble for the rebound. It's going to go against Holy Cross. Fordham is going to the line. Rika Schulte.
And that play, a testament to Rika Schulte's effort on the glass. Not quite getting a bucket there, but getting a chance to go to the line and get his team more of a lead, or a lead in general. This game tied, Joe. I can't believe it.
Fordham blowing a 16-point second-half lead with 12:47 left to go, almost identical to the Franklin Pierce game where they blew a 17-point lead with about the exact same amount left on the clock. And with 18.2 on the game clock, the teams will step into their huddles for a moment before Rika Schulte will have his 2 biggest free throws of the young season.
Joe, I don't know what to say. This has been a complete meltdown on the defensive and offensive end for the Rams. It seems like almost in sports video games, Joe, there's a thing called scripting where you beat a person badly to a certain point. The game will try to get you back into the game.
I've been in that situation plenty. You don't have to describe it to me.
It sort of feels that way, Joe. It feels as if this Fordham team is playing so well down the stretch that all the lucky plays started going Holy Cross's way, and that momentum followed along with it. And since then, it had just been Holy Cross outplaying Fordham over the last 3 or 4 minutes. You got to give credit to the Crusaders.
And Rika Schulte has been the consistent guy for Fordham really all season, but in this game, as they've weathered this run, he's got 15 points, 10 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 assists, and he's 5 for 6 at the line. They're going to need 2 more here.
2 of the biggest free throws of the season so far, Joe.
He's been a great free throw shooter all season. Entered today 17 for 21. Takes one dribble, bends the knees, and toilet bowls out on the first. One more coming for Schulte to give Fordham the lead.
I don't know what to say, Joe.
He hit it.
Massive free throw from the UC Riverside transfer.
Holy Cross won't take its timeout. 13 on the game clock for Boston. Boston right wing. Miscommunication. He cuts inside, gives it up. Warren wide open, top of the key. He missed it. Fight for the rebound. Won by Nugent. Puts up a shot and got fouled with 1.6 remaining. And the crowd can't believe it.
That is such an unorthodox shooting attempt to get 2 free throws there. Man, that is as deflating as it gets. This Holy Cross team had a wide open 3, didn't cash in on that. You think after that, if you could just weather that storm, that you'll be okay. And this Fordham team not okay.
And Nugent, who doesn't have a field goal all day, shot a shot from behind the basket, in essence, on the left side of the baseline, about 16 feet out from the side of the backboard or a step behind the side of the backboard. It hit off the top of the side of the backboard. They say that he got fouled. It was about 1.6 on the game clock at the time and ended up bleeding down to 0.8, so they were reviewing for that to see if they can add any more time back on. Fordham, I imagine, wants to challenge this play too.
And Nugent, 2 for 2 at the line so far tonight. Like you said, 0 for 3 from the field. Hasn't seen one go through from the field, but has seen 2 go through from the free throw line. 2 of the biggest free throws of his and his team's season so far, right here.
And assuming that he is going to the stripe, he's 13 for 15 from the line so far this season. Again, this is a guy who is the Steph Curry of Holy Cross basketball. He's 5th all time in three-point made, but he's only a junior. He's shooting over 40% from distance in his entire career so far, shooting about 40% from 3 so far this year. So that's to say, this kid can shoot, whether he's at the three-point line or at the free throw line, and now he's got 2 and a chance for a huge upset for a Holy Cross team that just looked a step behind all night until this last-minute run.
They've looked a step behind all night, Joe. They've looked a step ahead the last 3 or 4 minutes. Everything's gone right for them. It's been a true masterclass in how you face adversity down the stretch of a basketball game. Don't get wavered. Don't get beleaguered. Continue staying to play your mission, continuing to try and complete your goal. And this Holy Cross team has done that down the stretch of this one. So impressive from this Crusader group.
So there is no challenge. It will be 2 shots for Nugent. The boss Bodie just saying, get loud. They need a couple misses here. Fordham by 1, 69-68. Game clock will reset to 2.7. Nugent, his first of 2. Hit the rim 5 times and went in.
That is unbelievable, Joe.
Back iron, left, right, and in for Joe Nugent to tie us at 69 with 2.7 left on the game clock. And he hits the second. Holy Cross by 1.
2 of the clutchest free throws you're going to see around the country today. My goodness.
Fordham has a timeout. They will use it with 2.7 to go, down by 1. What will Coach Macpaio draw up here?
Joe, your team fights back all second half long. Your team is on the precipice of their first lead in the second half all afternoon long, and you're icy. 2 for 2 from the line, down 1. That was as clutch as it gets. Now Fordham going the other way. They need their clutchest moment of the season so far, Joe. Down 1, 2.7 on the game clock. You would have to assume this ball is going to either one of the guards, Christian Henry or Day Reeves. When they've had their games on the line and they've needed a bucket with their games on the line, it has been Day Reeves who's gotten his number called. I'm curious to see if it'll be him or Christian Henry in this moment.
Yeah, Henry with 18, but just 3 in the second half. Reeves with 12. He didn't score in the first half. Fordham will need to take it the full length of the floor.
Yeah.
94 feet with 2.7 seconds separating them from a really grueling loss at Rose Hill. What was a 16-point lead is a 1-point deficit. Chris Henry will run the baseline as Fordham has it stacked up at the midway point.
Here we go.
Henry gets it into a core. Over to Reeves. Reeves inside. Takes a deep right wing 3 and missed it. Off the backboard, and Holy Cross is storming the court in a thriller and a heartbreaker on the Christmas game.
That is a culture win, Joe, for Dave Paulson and his group. A culture win, Joe. I mean, when you talk facing adversity, when you talk about staying a unit, staying together, there's so many lessons you can learn from that Crusader group down the stretch. What a strong finish to the game, and one that Coach Paulson's group has to be proud of themselves for. You got to go back with it. You got to go back home with a smile after a game like that, Joe. My goodness.
2 teams playing shorthanded, and yes, Fordham more shorthanded than Holy Cross had been, but still. 16 points. The lead with 12 minutes and 47 seconds left. Holy Cross revving up the Fordham fan section, which is already not there. I
hate to correct you, Joe. They were hyping up the friends and family behind the bench, who, by the way, I wanted to mention, were loud in the second half of that one. Made it different.
Very loud.
And it wasn't just them, Joe. The entire stands behind the basket on the other side as well, full of Holy Cross faithful. Holy Cross not that far away from there, and they've made their presence heard down the stretch of this one. Their team needed it. They needed all the juice they could get, and it ended in a victory here today, Joe.
It really almost felt like a home game for Holy Cross down the stretch, and not to blame this on the fans at all, but it would have been nice if Fordham could have had the crowd behind a couple of these knockout punches that we thought they were throwing. Again, up by 16 with 12:47 left in the half, and that dwindles all the way away as Holy Cross takes 24 free throws, sinks 17 of them, and in a game where they had shot in the 30s in field goal percentage in the first half of play, they take an unbelievable 70-69 win today.
It was a collapse for the Fordham Rams offensively, defensively. We used about all the positive adjectives you can use to describe a team about the Rams in that first half. Thought it was one of their best efforts of the season, and with 3 or 4 minutes of lazy, not as on the ball play, all of that can get erased, Joe. All of it can go away.
Holy Cross rides 21 bench points to Fordham's just 9, and Gabe Warren out of nowhere, the third option on this team, maybe even the fourth option, steps up and has 25 points on 7 of 14 shooting, 6 of 9 shooting from 3. The only one he missed was a game-winning attempt that didn't matter because Holy Cross got an offensive rebound, as they did so often late in this game, and then drew fouls and then got to the line, and again, that was the exact recipe for them to win this game. Warren had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and an all-around performance to seal the deal against a Fordham team that played just 8 players, is playing hurt, is playing short-handed, but really came out flat in a way that they couldn't afford to coming off of a loss Sunday.
Joe, very simply, very, very simply, a Fordham loss that leaves you speechless.
Yeah.
It really does. A Fordham loss that it has you questioning truly went wrong down the stretch, but you also know something went wrong down the stretch in a collapse like that.
Holy Cross 70, Fordham 69, the final score here to conclude the 4th annual Tom Konchaiski Classic and the annual Christmas Day game on Rose Hill. From our festive team on site, our on-site producer Emma Lenardi, our sidelines reporter Isabella Terracini, and my partner Chris Carrino, I've been Joe Henry saying, see, don't go anywhere just yet as we turn to the one-on-one post-game report. For a breakdown of the game, here's Henry Wolf and Ethan Wax.
The one-on-one post-game report.
Welcome back to the studio once again. I am Henry Wolf, joined again by Ethan Wax. Well, Ethan, I'm absolutely speechless about what just happened. That Christmas game quickly turned into Christmas misery. Feels like I was just handed coal. Like, just handed coal. I didn't even have to open a present. I just walked down the stairs Christmas morning. Tree fell over, ornaments everywhere, and there's just coal right in front of me.
Yeah, just a Christmas disaster if you're Fordham. There's no other ways to put it. You had a 16-point lead with 12 minutes to go. And I think they're playing with some house money with this team, maybe taking the team lightly.
They look so hot, too. I mean, there was some good in the bad. We can look at Rikus Schulte. On the inside of the paint, he was having a season-high game, getting up for rebounds and throwing down dunks.
Across half court.
Green finds Jacobs at the nail dump-off pass to Schulte, who throws it down with 2 hands.
The high-low play with the big and another big for this Fordham team, it's so valuable on the offensive end.
Rikus Schulte ended the game 16 points, 5 for 5 from the field goal, 10 rebounds, 5 steals. That's a double-double for Rikus Schulte. And in my heart, he was the MVP for the Fordham team. But the real MVP of this game goes to the Holy Cross player, Gabe Warren. He 25 points, 6 for 7 from the three-point line, and he had 8 rebounds and 3 steals. Ethan, that's an NBA stat line for this guy.
Yeah, Gabe Warren is, they mentioned on the broadcast, the 3rd or 4th option on this team. And to come on the road in a hostile environment like this and just put on a show in front of your rival Fordham is a real statement type performance from a player like that.
Yeah, and honestly, it wasn't very hostile at all from our fans. We didn't have a lot of support, and what it sounded like was Holy Cross got a lot more support than our Rams did today, which is a little bit heartbreaking considering how high the energy was this whole game. Like, Fordham rebounds, points. Day-Day Reeves climbed back. He finished with 12 points and 5 assists. I think the standout to me was how many fouls there were. Holy Cross was leading in fouls for a while. They were fouling Fordham early in the second half to try to stop the momentum a little bit, and then it kind of backfired on us. We ended with 20 fouls to end the whole game. 3 of our players in foul trouble, Rikus Schulte, Christian Henry, and Rorik Kaur, some of our starters. It's just not what you want to see when, after a whole game of a strong defense and limiting points and limiting almost everything about the Holy Cross game, that we just had this lapse. They went on a 15-2 run to end the game.
Yeah, it's honestly disappointing. If you're Fordham to allow that, I think you're playing with fire a little bit. And Holy Cross made them pay.
Yeah, and looking at the Holy Cross team, other than Gabe Warren's 25 points, they had 3 other guys with more than 10 points. And Fordham, just 3 guys. It's just, I'm speechless. I really am, Ethan. I don't have much else to say about this. The free throw percentages were good. Christian Green slowed down. He got hot in the first half. 9 points. He was 3 for 4 and finished 3 for 8. So maybe we lost some momentum on the scoring side. We didn't. We lost some momentum on the rebound side. Rikus Schulte leading the way with his 10 rebounds. But it really just came down to defense for me.
Yeah, defense, but also the offense. You got to be able to score and not allow such a big run, and they were leading for the majority of the game. Just pure heartbreak. They also had 10 turnovers. They won the turnover battle 12-10. So did Fordham. So
yeah, absolute heartbreak indeed. Unfortunately, that's going to be a wrap for our broadcast. We're all shell-shocked here in the studio. A big thank you to our sports director, Bobby Ciffardini. A thank you to our play-by-play and color, Joe Henry and Chris Carrino, respectively. Ferris Amin on highlights, Ethan Wax to my left on updates, Izzy Randazzo on engineering, and Griffin Stevenson on the sticks. Thank you so much for tuning in on 90.7 FM and on the YouTube stream. Until next time, this has been a production of WFUV Sports on 90.7. Have a great rest of your day.